Mic check.
It's too late. I'll check after.
Testes.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Geek First podcast. I am the #1 Kylo Ren fanboy, Travis Snell.
I am the big blue booty, Kirkland Patzer.
Nice. I am the fancy fly boy, Dylan Muss.
I am the person who has no idea of anything on this movie, so I'm just here to ask questions. Jessica.
Nice.
I'm the smuggler, Taylor Field.
Yes,
Smuggler.
ladies and gentlemen, we're continuing our tradition. Our first ever commentary tracks were the Star Wars one. We did the original 6 that
was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was in our first year. We've done Rogue One. We've done
Best year
Force
yet.
Awakens. We will be doing Last Jedi in honor of Rise of Skywalker, so come back in December for that. We're doing this in honor of The Mandalorian, which is dropping November 12th with Disney+. Taylor, I'm going to let you take this away because I don't know why we're doing a fan film. I've never seen this movie before, so they really want to do this fan film.
They're trolling. They're trolling fans.
I'm
It's
fine for it. I like putting
Netflix
content for the
documentary.
channel, so I'm gonna let Taylor take it away because I don't know anything about this movie. So
Solo is one of the greatest Star Wars films of all time, because every Star Wars film is the greatest film of all time.
In
I'm
your
not gonna
top
go that
5.
far.
Was Solo in my top 5?
I don't know. I listened to our review of this movie from whenever this movie
I don't
came
think
out.
it was.
It was your number 4 at the time, I think.
Number 4.
This comes from a man that hated Han Solo.
I never hated. He just was at the bottom of my original character's favorite list. I was definitely a Luke
The bottom.
Skywalker, Chewbacca, Han Solo.
But he was at the bottom.
So-
Notorious
Yeah.
He was
solo
under
hater.
Credo or Greedo.
Where did
Greedo.
this get released? On YouTube or on Mixer? Where was it?
Believe it or not, it came out in theaters.
I
think
actually
this
hadn't
is
really
when-
one small
I think
theater.
this is when you spent your 5 years in that lighthouse.
Oh, yeah.
with
Wasn't
you?
this actually just a series of vines? They
Yeah,
just
yeah.
released it 5 seconds at a time.
I thought we were watching the documentary Solo. That was great. I thought you've been talking about that for years, but I'm ready to watch this movie for the first time. I can't wait.
Make Solo 2 happen. I'm representing it if you're watching the video with us right now.
Make Solo 2
I'm
happen.
excited that you're
If-
happy to
If
watch
you ever
this.
wanted to see a waste of money, just look at that shirt.
It's
right
a great
there.
piece of work. So am I hitting play now?
Yeah,
Hit
let's
play.
go. Let's get
I'm gonna hit
this.
play.
Taylor, I've been
we'll-
waiting for hours.
Oh, this film's been viewed before. Wow.
Oh my
Wow,
God.
copyright.
You watched
Don't
it
hit
without
yes.
us.
FBI.
I like to watch these movies that I purchase.
You do.
Wow. You almost did today, though.
I will say that we almost watched the Netflix version, but Travis wanted that high quality Blu-ray.
The French Canadian version.
The French Canadian, which we were gonna watch.
With the
Travis
video.
hates French Canadians.
All right.
That's a bold claim. Right
That
there.
is a bold
I
claim.
sure do. Fucking French Canadians.
Lucasfilm.
So we're at the Lucasfilms. If you want to watch along, if you're just listening to watch it, that's great. But if you want to follow
long
along,
time
we're at the-
ago.
exactly.
That's
long
where we
time
are.
ago in a far galaxy, far, far away. Yeah, I'm excited. A lot of this time, I'm excited.
Okay, we've done this before. How many times has everyone seen this movie before?
This first time.
Uno.
I've watched it once. Thank you.
At this point, I think I've seen it a dozen times.
A dozen.
Wow.
A clean dozen. 12.
I'd probably
Proxima
can't say
Midnight?
clean.
Let's go Proxima.
I've seen. This is my second time watching the movie as well.
Hey.
I would like to clarify. I didn't actually watch it. I sat on my phone the entire time. So,
That's fair.
Oh.
And I would also like to say that I watched Lion King yesterday, so I'm really excited to see Simba in a different movie.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, let's go Simba.
I don't understand that reference.
Shouts out to Donald Glover.
plays Simba. Is
That's
Donald
okay.
Glover in this movie?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, he is.
How'd they get him for fan?
He actually
film?
plays Childish Gambino.
He actually plays the
Whoa.
They
worst.
go to Earth
Wow.
and find a worthy human.
That's
and
crazy.
they bring him up to
I'm
space.
excited. I didn't know Donald Glover was in
Yeah.
this fan film. The only thing I really hope in this fan film, they don't do something like Han Solo gets his name from a guard, like really lazy. I
Yeah,
hope
that
they
would be
don't do
pretty
that.
lame, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So here we go.
I'm
We're-
like
big things I
80%
wanna
sure that
show.
doesn't happen.
Yeah,
so,
of course not.
so yeah.
very lame, and I'm sorry. This is a very low budget opening right there. That title.
Pretty low budget.
Really.
Yeah, it looks very fan filmy.
I want to say this is a fantastic intro. You never get to see ships actually being built in Star Wars. To see a ship like a Star Destroyer getting made, fantastic
It's a cool
touch.
idea. So I will say I listened to our review today actually just to see what we thought of the movie after we came out of it the first time, and we were all, except for Taylor, who loved it, best movie of all
Oh,
time.
yeah.
The rest of us were all pretty disappointed / just like generally uninterested. We just thought it had like some pacing issues and some of it was lazy, and there was some weird some weird tie-ins to the other movies that weren't really necessary.
So everyone that's seen it once, minus Travis, because this is his first time.
First time,
all
baby.
in theaters then?
Yeah, for the review.
If I knew about this movie, I would have saw it in theaters.
The review is everyone except for you, Jessica. So I don't know where you were, but
Saving my money.
oof.
So what planet we on right now, Taylor?
This is Corellia.
Corellia, right? That's his home planet.
It is.
Isn't that a Pokemon?
Corsola.
Whoa, Amelia
Very close.
Clark's in this movie too. That's crazy. Just saw that last Christmas trailer today. That's a little thing to know if you head over to our Patreon. That's why you do that, because you could have got this months early at the $5 tier. That's why you go to our Patreon. You get the audio and video versions. But for everyone right now, the last Christmas trailer dropped. Even though you're listening to this in November. Mm-hmm.
What's the Last Christmas? Never heard of it.
It's a movie with Amelia Clark and Henry Golden from Crazy Rich Asians, and it's like a romance rom-com Christmas movie.
Interesting. That came out in July or August.
No, it's coming out. It's coming out in December.
Okay.
It's not out yet.
Interesting way to spell Kira, I must admit.
I don't mind it. I don't think I am a big fan in this fan film of Han Solo having like a great love before Leia. I feel like Leia was always supposed to be his great love, and they're trying to make it seem like she is the great love.
Sometimes you have multiple great loves in life, you know?
I'll disagree with that. I think there's always one that is like the great, and then the rest are like somewhere mixed in the middle.
You know, but at the time, every great love was a great love. So, you know,
That's true. That's
That is very true. This is why we brought on Jessica for this for this episode. Proxima Midnight?
Dylan made that joke already.
He doesn't have the mic
Don't-
right now, so
don't
he can't
steal his
defend
gimmick.
himself, so don't defend him.
Because off mic, you said, shut up and eat your food. I caught it. So this scene, I've heard rumors, I was reading into this fan film, that this scene was actually the last scene of the film, and they repurposed it when it was the Chris Lord and Chris Lord and
Which
Phil
did-
Miller. Yeah, Phil Miller. That's a weird name to have, Phil Miller.
Was this creature the original person that gave him the name Solo?
I don't know. I've never
This
seen it.
creature? No.
Hate this creature, by the way. This creature is very cartoony. But yeah, this was supposed to be the last scene of the movie.
it could have not been in the movie at all.
That's true.
You use your whole budget as one creature goes to your fan film, though. It would make sense if you wanted to use it.
That's true. Oh, big shot to the stomach. Now, who here, just for the theory, whoever wanted when we got these Star Wars movies announced, if they were to make a movie like this, whoever wanted like a Han Solo prequel, did anyone want that in the room here?
I think I always wanted a Shmi.
Of course, yeah.
Crossover with Peeve.
Have you heard the latest Rey theory or rumor going around that Rey is Shmi Skywalker? And the room,
She was a floozy, for sure.
because now there's time travel in Star Wars, which sucks. But they're saying that the Palpatine took Rey from the future and put Shmi into the past because she was too powerful, and she's actually Anakin's mother. That's a theory going around right now.
They're not doing that.
What? What'd you say? No, I don't know what you say. Yeah, if that's true, that's it. I'm done with
I don't
Star
think
Wars.
they'll do that. That's a whole nother 3 movies into one movie, you know.
I will say, Taylor, you think there's just a lot of details, like hidden little details in this movie? I expect that you're going to call those out when they happen. Callbacks to the animated show.
Yeah, well, what Han Solo just did by pretending to have the thermal detonator, that's classic throwback to Return of the Jedi.
Which
with
I
Leia.
hate, because then after the writers were like, oh, you know, later on Han tells Leia that story, and that's why she does in Return of the Jedi. Lame. Get out of here, Lawrence Kasdan's son.
Yikes.
Oh, no.
Kalapa.
Not my fault. This mic was off.
So the only ones
that's-
talking
I'm now aware of
are
this.
Kirkland, me, and
That's
Travis.
definitely-
So they would've
that's
heard
definitely
you in a
Jessica
little
grabbed
bit.
my mic, and I definitely turned my mic off.
I'm so sorry. I didn't say anything useful anyway.
That's
so.
100% all on me. It's my bad.
Yeah, we're putting a lot of faith for the audio on Travis. Normally I have a mic, or I have a headphone, I should say. Headset, almost.
A single
Today,
microphone.
yeah, just one. Fuck off. One phone of a head. Today, not so much.
What number are you?
I honestly don't know.
He's whoever
We've
I
been
was.
we've been juggling over here.
We have been. We've been hop, skipping, and jumping.
You too. Okay, yeah. Let's turn you up, because you're Spike the Mike Daniels all over.
Spike the mic.
Kirkland, is your mic on?
It is. I actually always have my thumb on the power switch, and I know that
Nice.
up is on because I like to put my mic down. I don't want it to go like.
Right.
leg
Okay, that's it. I
noises.
don't need the rest of the explanation.
I'm not
Taylor, is
talking to
your
you
mic
right now.
on?
I'm talking to
My
Jessica.
mic is totally on.
Hang on.
Nothing like a good old pod race throwback here.
Love pod racing.
I was
That guy just got
Like, is that
destroyed.
murder?
That is murder. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Han Solo, spoiler, he serves 25 years in jail for that moment there.
Is
It's coming up.
Is that
It's
why he
coming up.
looks different in like the
Yeah,
original
yeah.
film?
He was just in jail the whole
Oh,
time.
okay.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
He also spent 5 years in a lighthouse as well.
Right. With Aquaman's father.
Yeah. A lot of lighthouses. And a lay house. That was me translating for Jessica, who doesn't have a mic right now. Shouts out to Jessica.
Shows Jessica.
Pretty good budget for this fan film, not gonna lie. Lots of money put into it.
Interesting design of the speeder. I would have preferred the Return of the Jedi styled Imperial speeders.
What's the difference?
They're thinner, faster, and look cooler. These ones are
Ooh.
more like I don't know,
It makes
like my
sense.
TV remote.
They're a
If
little
I place
bulky?
it like vertically.
That
course.
that made very little sense. I would
That
say
visual.
that comparison not good.
So in that bowl, because this is a break the fourth wall for the viewers, we recorded our endgame commentary track the night before. Is that the bowl, Taylor, that had the chips from last
I was
night?
just gonna
I
get
can't
up.
hear you. Can you
Okay.
speak a little louder?
The bowl over there, is that the same one that had the chips from last night?
That is the same bowl.
But there's no plastic wrap over top of it?
No, should there be?
Yeah,
The
is
air in here is incredibly clean.
that- That's not the point.
I guarantee those chips are prime as ever.
Travis is concerned
What's a
they're
little
stale.
dust gonna do to you, though? All it does is boost your immune
Just
system.
I had a
Taste, though.
pretzel moments ago and I'm still alive.
A
No,
pretzel.
it's not taste. It's like staleness.
Yeah.
Also, I want to ask Taylor, what does it bother you as much as it bothers me that 2 of your posters for Star Wars are so much smaller than your Attack of the Clones here?
do you
Probably
mean?
not.
How do I mean? Okay, well those ones are obviously smaller,
Yeah.
and that one's bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not next to each other.
It's true.
So he strategically placed them such that it wouldn't be a problem.
So you're saying like I should have those the same size as this?
I feel like why are they not all the same size? Yes.
This isn't The Sims. You can't just resize something in real time.
This is true. They're all made out of wood. It's a little bit harder. Plus Bed
Wood's
Bath,
always
Bed
harder.
Bath and Beyond sold those. They didn't sell these, unfortunately.
Oh, this is an iconic scene right here. This is going to be a big character moment coming up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I feel
Oh,
like
I
I
wonder
have
what's
no
gonna-
idea what's going to happen, so it's not that iconic.
I wonder what's going to happen here. Okay, so they're at a, kind of a border, a space border of sorts.
Space border.
They're trying to escape.
Trying to get
the-
into Canada.
Yeah, trying to escape the bad guys.
I'm not going to make that joke.
Alden Ehrenreich, he's an actor I've liked in things. I don't like him in this so far.
Who?
Alden Ehrenreich.
Alden Ehrenreich.
Kirkland taking a big risk with the chips from last night.
I don't think it's
Kirkland,
that
you're gonna
big of a
love
risk.
them. You're gonna love them. I'll get you a spoon.
A
Ew.
spoon.
milk?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so she gave him these like dice.
Yeah.
Are those anal beads? What are those
Which
here?
are anal beads, which were never important till Last Jedi. They just decided to make them important randomly. I think just for this movie. But his dice.
Where
were
are they
just-
from?
Yeah, they were in the original trilogy, but they were just on his like fucking dashboard. Like there was no point to them. They were
Okay.
very minor in the shots. They weren't a big deal. So, but Last Jedi just decided, I don't know, we're gonna make these dice important. Okay, I guess so. We'll talk about that in the
Did
future.
they? What happened in Last Jedi?
We'll get to that. We're gonna do commentary track.
Can't you tell me right now?
Luke gives them to Leia. Kylo finds them. It's used as like the kind of emotional tie to Han Solo. It represents
Okay.
Han Solo.
Okay.
When it's not you'd think something else could,
Right.
Obviously, they didn't pull it off all that well if the only person who really knows about that is Travis.
I'm sure
Exactly.
Taylor knows about that. I've only seen Last Jedi once as well, so little details like dice don't stand out.
You feel like if you're gonna get take, you should move a lot faster. I thought it was pretty slow for a your life is on the line.
What if you're trying to go for the casual look, though?
You don't in this situation though.
Have you been in that situation?
I know how many times. I think I
Okay.
got to Canada.
Okay, you got me.
Yeah.
You got me on that one.
I'm a Russian. I'm one of those Russian bots.
You
My
know, it all
favorite,
makes sense now, honestly.
Yeah,
I've seen your
yeah.
Twitter.
Favorite thing about this scene is you can
Oh,
see
my
the
God. He's a fine.
what
He's a fine actor, but he is just not Han Solo. It is tough to watch again.
when they were trying to smuggle through. I like how it really flushes out just the corruptness of like the political aspect of the Empire. How it's all about personal gain with them. One of their biggest downfalls.
Yeah.
I still feel like the guy that plays Kylo looked more like Han Solo than This guy I feel like he kind of looks like Luke.
I agree with Jessica 100%.
That would be such a bold move if they just cast it.
That would be great. There's that one photo when he did a GQ shoot. He had like a vest on and a white shirt.
Exactly
He looked,
like,
yeah. He just looks like. That's the thing with Harrison Ford. He's like ruggedly handsome. He's rough and tough. This just looks like we need the Ken Barbie doll version. We need the model Han Solo. And like I said, I like Alden Ehrenreich, but he just doesn't have the essence. He doesn't have the look.
He looks more like Luke to me. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't seen enough of the original trilogy, but
Yeah.
There was a deleted scene that comes up after he gets his name here where he shows him flying a TIE fighter and he's totally bad at it.
Oh wait,
and he ends up crashing
what's
it.
about to happen here? I've never seen this before.
Gets his name. It's great.
What do you mean he gets his name? The one thing I wish wouldn't happen is about to happen.
Lower tier like civilians are just called by like one name usually, or when you're slaves. It's usually how you get your last name, depending on what slavery you're kind of like dished out to.
Who?
Highborn people usually get last names of noble families and such.
Can you give me some like examples of like a lowerborn?
Lowerborn. It kind of fits in with like Luke or Anakin and
the
Shmi.
writing of this scene. I don't have people. I'm alone. Solo. I don't understand how you write that and how a room of people approve that, how execs approve this scene. It is that, and that is to break my kayfabe thing here. That is legitimately a fan film shit right there. Like, that is so poor. Like, how does that get past those stages? Like, it's remarkable how
This
that
is
happened.
my favorite scene in the entire movie. The
If I'd seen the
score
movie.
is prime, and I think Star Wars needs to do a full movie just based on this World War II Vietnam-styled like Star Wars war
They're
here.
just like Nazi troopers. I
It's
guess
just-
there are some like references though to
Yeah.
like the First Order.
we're kind of getting past it. But I want to ask Travis, do you have some kind of way that you would have preferred them to do him getting his name?
His name is just Han Solo.
He was just born with
all,
it.
That's all you need to do. We don't need an explanation for his name, especially if it's that explanation. Now, this role that I've heard, I looked into this research of the fan film. This was what's wrong, Dylan? You all right? I did a lot of research on this fan film. I was interested to see this movie for the first time. This role of Woody Harrelson, which great get for these fans, was for Christian Bale, but he had scheduling conflicts. So this was not supposed to be Woody Harrelson. I'm very happy that was not Christian Bale because
You hate Christian Bale, right?
I love Christian Bale.
Oh,
He's the
okay.
greatest actor of all time, but
Oh,
he
okay.
needs to be in a much different Star Wars film than this. But unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever see him in a Star Wars film because they're not really making Star Wars films that are not sagas because this film kind of killed it for them.
I think all of their standalones have kind of killed it for them.
Well, yeah. People love Rogue One, though. Taylor's not alone. We're in the minority. People love Rogue
I
One.
like
yeah.
Rogue One.
You like Rogue
Do you
One?
love it, though?
No.
That's,
never said
that's
it.
what I said. I said people love Rogue One. Don't hide your love. Was it your great love at one point?
Are you talking about Rogue One?
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Are all the standalones in your top 5, Taylor?
No. I just think people aren't giving Disney enough credit for kind of things they're tackling.
How many standalones
Wait, are you saying
there?
this
Just
is
two,
not in
right?
your top 5?
I have to revisit my Star Wars list because that was one of our questions for
No,
Anniversary
right now.
Cast.
Is this
Right
in your
now?
top 5? You need to tell me. Because Rogue One is your favorite.
Rogue One's my number 1, followed by I think Revenge of the Sith and Empire Strikes Back. We're juggling it for the 2 slot.
Juggling.
So number 4 would
Yeah.
have been.
Or you could just check out our 4-year anniversary cast.
I know I tried, but he said no right now.
Oh,
I just need to know if this isn't.
That's
The,
Dylan's
no,
tagline
all I asked
now.
was
No,
the.
right now.
No. All I asked is this in the top 5. That is all I asked. I did not ask for you to list the other 3 or 4. You don't have to tell me the order. I just want to know if this is in the top 5.
That's fair enough. I'll give Dylan that point.
Because I was listening to the review today, and you said this was in your top 5. Now, obviously, that was after one watch. Times have changed,
I bet if there was like a cameo,
but there hasn't been any new movies since
I
then.
bet
so.
if there was a cameo of some Sith user or something, that's maybe why he would.
That's how you get my heart.
100%.
Oh yeah,
My great
fan
love.
service, just
Like
like,
a
Throw a Sith
Mandalorian
in
armor.
there.
makes it
Oh, yeah.
splooge all over the floor.
I still think that's why Rogue One is his favorite Star Wars movie. It's just because that last Vader scene. I really do.
No, everything
No,
about that movie.
I really think
is
that's
so
it.
good. I
I don't
love the
believe you.
characters. One of my favorite Star Wars characters of all time is the blind
Oh,
guy,
God.
Chirrut.
You don't.
From Rogue
You're
One.
lucky you knew his name.
Chirrut
If you just would have called him the
Imre.
blind guy.
You guys need to tag your spoilers.
What? For Rogue One?
Yeah, come on, tag
No,
your
it's been
spoilers.
like
we
5
already
years.
commentary track that. If you It's too late.
I
That's out in
forgot
the
that
world.
everyone that watches this commentary track has definitely watched all the other.
They have.
commentary
I hope.
tracks.
They have, yeah.
I did a year later though accidentally spoil that Luke Skywalker died for one of our fans, so I felt really bad about that.
A year after it happened? Well,
Yeah.
that's their fault.
That's what I thought, but I still apologize because like, well, I thought you seen it, and he was
Oh,
like,
I
I've been
remember
waiting.
that.
Yeah, he's like, I've been waiting, and I don't know what for, but I'm
There was
sorry.
no-
Well, he said he had kids, I think, and stuff, didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably
Oh,
some
yeah,
fan
blame
listening
your
to this
kids.
too. Fuck, Luke Skywalker.
A
died.
year after,
year
a year
is a
after
long
it's on
time.
DVD, you can watch that anytime you want. Go
I
on
know,
Netflix.
but I was still nice.
Well,
I was like,
Endgame,
sorry.
they only gave them like 2 months, and then the spoiler ban was lifted or whatever.
No,
so
it was a month because that Spider-Man trailer dropped,
yeah. So
And
a
the-
year is
and it showed that Tony Stark
hefty.
died. I'm sure someone's mad at me for Tony Stark now, but you know what?
I think for a new movie release, a month is plenty time. I think 2 weeks that should be acceptable.
Yeah, I think
Personally.
within a month because I think after a month you gotta find a sitter. If you really love it that much, you gotta find a
Okay,
sitter.
we're not really talking about what's happening in the scene, Taylor.
Right now, Han Solo's calling Beckett out because he knows that they're not actually Imperials. He knows that they're looking at stealing
Woody
one of the
Harrelson.
AT haulers.
Okay.
Does Beckett, like Woody Harrelson, does he have any importance that I need to know about at this
he's
point in time?
kind of like a thief. He's running like a thief gang right now. People steal stuff, things like that, and Solo's about
Thieves
to
Guild.
get recruited in this situation. If that's what I would assume is going to happen.
Ardenian.
Tandy Newton. I hope she's in this movie for a long time because she's a great talent. So
A
I
lot
hope
of
you
screen
would-
time.
I
Yeah.
hope you wouldn't waste someone like that.
She has a lot of screen time.
I hope they wouldn't kill off the most interesting character in this movie, but we'll see.
Indistinct chatter.
How are those chips working out, Kirkland?
I love them.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
They're so good. Munchies never go bad.
What is the
Never go bad.
I don't know about that. What's
I'm
the
r-
percentage of staleness?
They're definitely not 100% fresh,
Okay.
but they're definitely not the stalest thing that I've ever had in my life.
Right.
So
Are they the same percent fresh as this movie is on Rotten Tomatoes?
Ooh.
That was a good
I'll
one.
check this.
70%, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
70% fresh.
I didn't know they
Are you
had
serious?
like fan films like this on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy
weird.
nowadays. One day we'll be on there. Go review us. We need 200 reviews.
Holy moly! I didn't know it was 70%.
Yeah.
70?
That's crazy.
A clean 70?
What a great movie this
We
is.
take those.
But remember, that is not, they gave it 70%. That's just the amount of critics that liked and gave it a passing grade. So,
64% audience.
yeah. Though that
I'd-
doesn't count.
I'd
though.
say
Those
it's
are
like-
bots.
64%.
So this is an interesting
Fresh.
scene. Kind of the origin of our big furry friend.
Really? We're going to see Chewbacca in this movie, too.
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Swamp Thing.
Okay.
Now,
How do you say his name? Is it Jonas or Jonas?
Who?
Who plays Chewbacca in this movie?
I have no idea. I don't care who plays Chewbacca. He does nothing.
I care. I think he does a great job, because the character is created by Peter Mayhew. And
Yeah, there's a
Rest
certain
in
thing.
peace.
I think it's Jonas.
Jonas.
So with every critic on
Oh,
Rotten
just
Tomatoes,
throw
it's
some
an
mud in.
average of a 6.4 rating. That's the average that this movie got for that. So
It's not bad.
it would have just been
I missed the end of our review, but Kirkland gave it a 5.7 out of 10.
5.7.
Did you hear that, Kirkland? I just listened to the review. You gave this movie a 5.7.
So technically on Rotten Tomatoes, that would have been rotten.
just so you're aware.
I'm excited
Not that you
to
asked.
Oh, Han
see the rest of
Solo.
this movie and see if my rating holds up.
Right.
Again, is just backbroken Bane style.
So I'm gonna go out on the plank here. I don't like Chewbacca. I'm bored of this character. I think he hasn't done anything new in forever. He's kind of dull.
there's two things Dylan hates: is Chewbacca and DC. That's tried and true.
Yeah, just because Chewbacca is very boring, he never gets any sort of development. And in this movie in particular, he does absolutely nothing from what I remember. So we'll see.
I don't know if he was ever supposed to get development though. He's just supposed to be like the lovable lackey.
Yeah, and that's why I'm bored of him, right? Because he's been in like how many movies now? Like 8 or 9.
He's
And
not-
so he's been around
he's
enough.
just supposed to be the guy that gives you a hug.
Sure, and I've had that for like 8 or 9. I don't need more of it. That's why I don't care about him anymore.
I always take more Chewbacca. You don't kill off him or the.
I never said you
droids,
need to kill him off, but he can go back to Wookieville and
but
chill there.
You never write them off. You know why? They don't age. You can get anyone under that costume. That's the best part,
Well, then you bring him back in like 10 years, but I don't think he needs to be in every single movie. Which
Well, he was gone for 10 years, and they brought him back.
his only movie is not in Rogue One.
And the prequels.
No, he's in Revenge of the Sith.
I know, but majority.
So he's in how many movies is there? There's like 10? Nine?
He's
10
in
now,
4, 5, 6, 7.
7 out of 9 or 10?
10. It's
10
10
out of-
now.
7 out of
11 if you count the animated Clone Wars movie.
Yeah.
10? So that's a lot for a character who never changes.
I guess, but
No, I'm just saying that's just my view. I know I'm like the only one who thinks that, but I stand by it.
I'm a big Bigfoot fan. That's another reason why
You
I
are.
love Chewbacca.
You bring it up honestly a lot.
I think you should have said you are a huge Bigfoot fan instead of a big Bigfoot fan. But it's
Big
fine.
Bigfoot.
No, I think it was correct.
That's his big
nomenclature.
brother.
Yeah.
Big Bigfoot.
Big Bigfoot. There's Bop Up Foot over there.
Aye, aye, aye. Jessica's taking a Snapchat.
I
on
do
the
like.
on the Geek First Snapchat.
Just
Check us
calling her out on
I
that.
will say I like this little opening with the little meet cute. I don't mind it. I don't know if I love Han Solo speaking Wookiee because that causes a whole bunch of. I hate this character. That causes a whole bunch of problems. I haven't seen this movie. I just know looking at it.
Yeah,
I hate
because
it.
Han Solo, like, it's never explained. He just knows how to speak it perfectly.
Well, it's not. It's that.
even though he's like, oh, I just know a little bit.
But it's that, and then it's for me. It's in the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy. He never speaks Wookiee to him again. He's always speaking to him in English. So
Mhm.
it's a weird thing to introduce.
Mhm.
I think they could have found a different way to do that. So,
Sure could
Yeah, I
have.
wasn't the biggest fan of it.
and Jon Favreau was in this just because. Let's be honest. He was there fucking filming The Mandalorian. And they're like, hey, you want to do a voice for Solo? And he's like, yeah, sure. So
Taylor, you look at you had something to say.
I was gonna say, I think he spoke in Wookiee tongue just to kind of like really catch him off guard because Chewbacca was in like a rage. So it's kind of like if you're fighting someone who's like,
but Chewbacca
If
can
you're fighting-
understand him.
If you're fighting
he
a
could
French
understand him,
human.
but he didn't care. It's like he probably hasn't heard his own language in like years. It's like if
Right.
a French guy is in Africa and
Those
he just
Frenchies, right? I hate them apparently.
The French guy, he hasn't heard someone speak French in years, like decades. So then he's like beating the crap out of you, and you just say bonjour, and he's gonna snap out of it.
You're taking
the
that-
continental
you took that
language
from
of Africa is
Django.
actually
Oh,
French.
I haven't heard someone in my native tongue in years. You took that from Dr. Schultz, you bastard. I knew it was from a movie.
Dr. Schultz is a good character.
This is great. I like him standing in the shower with them. I'd love a Chewbacca. I think that's why I'm a big dog guy. I'd like a Chewbacca.
Are you a dog guy or a cat guy, Dylan?
You know the answer to that
He's a
question.
cat guy, and that explains it. He's
But I don't hate dogs.
Yeah, he does.
That's not why I don't like Chewbacca.
I hate Chewbacca.
I
Big
don't like
dog.
Chewbacca because he's fucking boring.
Oh, and then I hope they don't explain why he calls him Chewie. But yeah.
These shots are actually taken from Lord of the Rings. Like, they straight up plagiarized these scenes.
They filmed them at the same time.
They just mirrored them, actually. So they look different, but it's actually the same shots.
We shall go through the mines.
The
Man,
ring bearer shall decide.
You know what would make this movie so much better?
What's that?
If they just picked up Boromir. Just because he's just such a wild card, I think, put in the situation, it'd be fun.
He would, like, try to get those dice from him.
Oh, yeah. Give me the dice.
They
You'll
have a-
betray us
they
all,
have a
little
power
one.
over me.
Furry one. I've seen you, big Bigfoot.
Big
Aye,
Bigfoot.
We will one day finish that Lord of the Rings retro. I promise you 2020, it's going to happen.
Yeah, it dropped down in our priority when Amazon kicked it back like 7 years.
It's coming out 2022, and it's going to be 20 episodes.
Aye, aye, aye.
Directed by the Jurassic World director. I'm so excited. Yeah, that's such. This movie just is like, it's like a little kid, and they come at you, and they're just like poking you if you have a cut, and they're just touching your cut. It's just like, what's your name? Chewbacca. Oh, I'm not going to say that every time. I guess I'll call you Chewie. I don't need to know explanation why he calls him Chewie. You know?
Yeah,
Same
I
thing. Gwen was watching Nemo today, and there's this part where Dory's talking about how she can speak to whales. And I just hate in the sequel they explain that when she was a kid, she lived next to the whale, and the whale told her how to speak whale. And it's just like, why do people when they write prequels or sequels think they need to explain?
It's for
these
the
little-
generic
prequel problem,
moviegoer, though. A lot of regular people out there, they're not caught up in as as bright as the
But I
general
just don't think that adds
usual fan.
anything positive to the movie. I don't think my mom is gonna be like, oh, that's how it's called. Like, I don't think it would add to your experience
I'm
at
just
all.
picturing like critics back when like the first Star Wars came out, were like, why does he call him Chewie? That's not his name. I really wish they would explain that.
Someone gave him a Ron
Yeah.
review for that. They
Yeah.
never tell me why he's Chewy.
Yeah, before Rotten Tomatoes existed.
Yeah.
Love that
shout
Bosk
out to
shout out
yeah.
there.
I hope we see the Trandoshans, right?
Yes.
I hope we see
Trandosians.
them in Mandalorian. I really do, because that's been rumored. So, yeah. Great episode, I will say, the Clone Wars. The Predators episode, really good. One of the episodes I do love.
So Taylor, what's going on? What is Solo's journey right now? Where is he
His
going? Why are
journey?
they here right now?
Well,
what's the plan?
He's trying to get that score. Everyone's going for the big score.
Let's see if he
Okay.
gets the full
He
answer, though.
wants to basically get a huge haul of credits so he can go back to Corelli and save his girlfriend Kira.
Okay.
Who's been waiting for about 3 years
so
now.
what's the
Good
score?
job.
Does he know?
Did it. He did it.
That's
what's
12
that?
views.
Does he know what the score is?
Right now, I think, because he knows why they had to get the AT hauler. So right now he knows that they're going to, because they already surveyed
It's a
the track
big
and the
score.
train. So they're going to steal a whole cargo shipment of coaxium
Oh.
and make off with it. But he doesn't know who they're working for.
Okay.
No.
Fly boy.
Big score.
I feel like Favreau's voice doesn't really fit that character, to be honest.
No.
I picture like a really high pitched.
Tom Holland.
He's a massive Star Wars fan, though. He wrote the pilot for The Mandalorian on Christmas
And that's the
Eve.
character he chooses to do?
No, I think they gave it to him. I don't think he wrote the pilot for Mandalorian on Christmas Eve. He just had this idea, and he was writing it, and he wrote like the whole show, and then
That's cool.
so he
Isn't that nice? You just get an idea
bet
for
he
a
was
Star
on, like,
Wars
a
show
mad
and
Coke
Disney's like,
bender.
yeah, we'll do it.
Well, yeah, but he should. He created the MCU. They should give him anything. If it wasn't for him, there's no Endgame.
Let's
you
go,
know?
Feige.
And there's no Lion King. How'd you like the Lion King? Very out of context because once again we record this months earlier. That's why we're here with Patreon. But
It's not totally out of context because Simba is in this movie.
Yep. And none of us have seen. And the director Jon Favreau directed Lion King, who's voicing that little alien dude. That's who directed Lion King.
Am I the only one here that's seen Lion King?
I saw
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You did? You
Yeah.
didn't speak a word to us about
Was
it.
I
You-
supposed to?
God
when
damn
did
it,
you
Taylor.
See it?
I don't explain everything about my private life.
When did
everybody.
you see it?
I saw it opening weekend.
Why didn't you review it for us?
I couldn't because we were doing the 24-hour stream or whatever
No,
for
but you saw
Marvel
it after the 24-hour
Ultimate
stream,
Alliance.
didn't you?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was too late. And I thought,
It was too opening
you said
weekend.
you said it's not even going to be worth it to really review it anyway. So I thought, yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
for me,
will.
I said that, but if I
No, because
Anyways,
whatever.
So
whatever.
Taylor loved it, Jessica.
No. No, it was good, and it definitely was a tearjerker at those certain moments. But like, it was just an exact mimic of what the cartoon was.
Taylor's getting rigid. He failed Scary Stories. He didn't love Lion King.
I would put Aladdin over Lion King in a
Whoa,
heartbeat.
that-
Oh yeah, Aladdin was.
Aladdin
was
was so
great.
good, and I
Aladdin was
wanted to
great,
get that
yeah.
sequel.
Jessica.
I didn't mind it. It wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be. Some of the things they changed, I wasn't happy that they changed. And at the drive-in last night, we ended up leaving before I got to see Aladdin because everyone else had seen it and it wasn't good apparently.
Wow, that's great.
So-
It's the best Disney live action.
Really?
So here we are. We're back at Seoul. That's our mini Lion King review. That whole scene was just to set up how Han Solo got his gun, by the way. So another just like that's thing like 3 times in a row we've been like, yeah, you remember this? You know, I got this. The gun one I don't mind, but that's why on top of the other ones, it's a little too much birthday.
Fun fact, if I remember correctly, I think Han Solo's modded pistol is actually an illegal firearm in the Star Wars
that makes
universe.
sense. I like that.
See, but I'm going to throw it out there. All the stuff that you're complaining about as someone who's not like super into the original trilogy, they don't bother me because I'm not sitting
Yeah.
there going, oh, why are you doing this? This isn't needed.
I just look at it for me if like to me writing or directing a Star Wars movie would be a dream, and I just look at the things they choose to do and I just go, and I don't know, maybe this is a Disney thing, and if it is, that's the case, but I just look at it and I go like, why would you do this? Why would you spend like amount of screen time, even if it's 30 seconds to a minute, like do something else, do something new, you know? It's just this little sequence here. If I had a magic ball, I'd say that I liked it in the past. I like the score, the what is it? Not what is it, Lady? What Proxima Midnight is Marvel. What the fuck is her name?
Lady Proxima.
Yeah, I like their designs. If I would think, I don't know if they did much with them.
Yeah, that's what's one positive that I do take out of these just like standalone Star Wars films. Is I just love being taken back into the Star Wars like universe, and like whether we are seeing like Chewbacca or like any other creatures that are just like in the Star Wars realm, it's just fun. I'm not saying like film wise it's anything spectacular, and
I
there's
wish
a
it
lot
was
of
that
dialogue.
easy for me.
I agree
Yeah.
with Dylan.
I wish I could just watch a
Yeah.
Star Wars,
Yeah.
like anything that's Star Wars, and just be taken into it. But I guess I just don't have that love there.
That's fair.
Because I think we talked about this, like when we did the rankings, I ranked these higher than the prequels because I think as a film, I do like overall they're better made. But I can easily still watch the prequels because they are so loony and out
Yeah.
there. But these are just so, for me, they feel like they are made, and that's why I brought the Disney thing. They feel like they are made in a factory. Where it's weird that this is the same company that makes Marvel. I feel like they got a formula, but they like change it up or they do some different things where I think so far from just the standalones, I'm not talking the saga, the standalones, I don't think we've seen that. And unfortunately, they're not making standalones anymore. So that's the thing. Like, hopefully the Mandalorian is something like that. Something
Yeah.
stands out, something different. But that's TV show, so that's hard to compare, right? That's gonna be 8 episodes of.
I'm looking at this movie, and so far, like all what they've really done is kind of answer some random questions, like what you're saying. The questions we don't
Yeah.
really need answers to. And then one thing I remember about this movie is that there's just like a lot of action, a lot more than other.
Yeah.
You know, other Star Wars movies usually have a good pace to it, at least, where it switches in between or something. But this movie just has a lot of like action set pieces,
Yeah.
which I guess could be kind of fun, but maybe to me wouldn't put it up to the tier of other Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Just
As
'cause
a
you don't get good
smuggler,
character moments.
I would imagine like it's action all the time. You probably don't get much downtime when you're a smuggler. Just action all over the
I
place.
feel like it's nothing
Yeah,
but
maybe.
no action because you're just smuggling things. So you're just flying places.
yeah, always action.
Just disagreed
I
with
don't know.
you.
It's
God
not
damn
like
it, Taylor.
24 hours of the day are action though. You're gonna have like obviously that scene with Woody Harrelson where they're just like chilling, having a campfire. You'll get moments like that too, which you can use to develop the characters. But there's just a lot of action.
Yeah, I
For
guess,
the
and I
sake of
guess
it.
for me, this might be my bias, as I talked about earlier, as far as coming and like introducing the Kira thing, because I know his big score is to get her back, and I'm just not that invested in that relationship when we only had just that one scene. I think Emily Clark is really good in this movie. I think she is a great actress.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones that happened, but I think in movies she hasn't really had good luck with picking movies. I think she's not gotten to show off her strength, so I hope that happens in the future. I think
Mhm.
she's always good, but I think the characters or movies she's put in are
Yeah.
not
Her-
the greatest.
her character
Hopefully
in
Last
this
Christmas is
movie-
good.
Coming out in
to me,
August.
just kind of poses more questions than you get answers.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of mystery set up, which is kind of cool, but then they don't answer it. And then obviously with how how these movies kind of underperform, we're not really going to ever get that backstory now. So it kind of feels unwarranted, I guess.
Well, and that's the thing. That's the strange thing about this movie. It's to me, it's very similar. And I'm not gonna I don't always like to shut up, but we did on Endgame. It's very similar to the BVS thing, where it's like they put this movie out, they expected it to be huge, and then when it didn't, it was like let's course correct. And that's the thing where I just think they thought no matter what we put out, Star Wars is going to be a huge hit. So we
Yeah.
can do a sequel, we can leave some questions, but I think this had and lots of people do say it was Last Jedi. I think it's just that I don't think many people are dying to see a young Han Solo.
Well,
with So
I
No,
feel
yeah,
like if
I
you're,
agree.
I feel like if you're going to do these movies, like obviously they did Rogue One and this, Rogue One works well from the perspective that it is a one-off. There's
Yeah.
no way you can possibly continue that unless you do another prequel to it or something.
Rogue 2.
But that's not
Yeah.
that. They
well,
would never
they
do
are
that.
the TV show. Remember, they're doing a Cassian TV show,
I
but
don't really-
different, right? Because
Yeah, I don't really count Star Wars TV shows.
fair
but,
enough. Yeah.
But this movie, yeah, there's so much like trying to set up for future characters or worlds, or maybe it's even another spin-off, right? Where maybe there's like a Lando movie or something like that where you see Kira again.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
but I don't know. I feel like if they're gonna do these stories movies, which it doesn't really seem like they're going to do them anymore, I think you should just make them like a fun one-off adventure instead of trying to set up a bunch of
I
stuff.
agree. Yeah.
I agree.
And then leave little breadcrumbs for if you want to
Yeah.
do something, and if the door open, but don't make it big. Especially we'll get to at the end. But there's two huge cliffhangers in this
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
And it's like
Massive.
that'll maybe never be explained unless we get a TV show. But that I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Yeah, the TV shows. There's just so much in the TV shows and like books and stuff that you can never really count on those to like answer your questions. You kind of want the movies to do them for the
Yeah,
important
yeah.
stuff. Now, I'm remembering that this scene was super fucking long, and it is dragging on at this point.
it's pretty long. It's got lots of action going on here. Trying to do the big score. Lady Proxima and their whole what is the unit called?
Enfys Nest.
Emperor Nest, right?
Emperor's Nest?
Emperor's Nest.
Enfys.
In possession.
ENFYS.
Automatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia.net.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Um,
Peeve. Shouts out to Peeve.
I remember, Peeve.
P.
I remember again. Of course, this movie spawned the terrible. Like when they reveal who Lady Proxima is. Like, is this Rey's mom? Every star. I'm excited for episode 9 to be done with. So we're done with that storyline forever.
Yeah, this train is just chugging along, man.
And I like the concept of this idea because it's very like old cowboy Wild
Yeah.
West, like a space thing.
It's a cool set piece. It just
Yeah.
goes on for a very long time.
I agree with you, yeah, but I liked the idea about it, and I think there's some fun stuff here.
Love
I-
seeing Chewie in those goggles.
They got me pinned.
Yeah, Beckett's girlfriend is about to get
Yeah.
blown.
I was very disappointed. I'm a big
Get
Tandy
blown.
Newton fan, and she seemed like an interesting character at the beginning, but obviously that goes away pretty quickly. But yeah, they kill her off. They kill Favreau off. Really pulling the
Yeah.
Slipknot Suicide Squad. I
Hope-
like the score. I know some people said that they were a little mixed on this type of score, but I liked it. It was something different for Star Wars. I like in the stand. I like the trilogies to be classic Star Wars and spins on them, but I think the one-offs, you should be able to play around with some stuff. Does it always work? I don't know, because I was not a fan of the Rogue One score, but
Yeah, true. Well executed.
Chewie's in a horrible position right now.
yeah. Dylan's hoping he's going to die right here. Wreck on the whole series.
Yeah.
Damn. That would be a bold choice.
Yeah.
Killing Chewie in a prequel
And
movie.
they don't even explain it in New Hope. He's just there again.
So this movie had
Just
like
pull it X-Men Dark Phoenix.
this movie had like 2 directors through its
3.
3.
Well, because Phil Lord and Miller they're a duo, right? And then
Okay.
they I don't know.
2 separate teams, you could say though.
Yeah, and then I don't know how much was into shooting, but they still had, I think, 6 weeks of shooting. But what happened was they just redid the whole movie, like really. Because for the DGA to get a director's credit, you have to actually direct a certain percentage
cool
of a
explosion.
movie. The same way as like how Joss Whedon directed the last thing of Justice League, but Zack Snyder still got the credit because he directed the majority. So Ron Howard, the rumor is they shot almost all this entire movie, and very little is left over. And
Damn.
I know there were some rumors, like some people thought it felt like Ace Ventura and stuff like that. But for me, after I
Ace
saw,
Ventura?
that's what some reports were saying, that they made it feel. I guess what Disney
In
was
what way? That-
like it was too comedic. That was apparently what Disney was worried about. That it was feeling.
People thought this
spooky.
movie felt like Ace Ventura?
That's what Disney. Those were all unsubstantiated rumors, but that was coming out from sheets
What
that
the hell?
they made it feel like that. But for me, after seeing Spider-Verse, I tend to trust Phil Lord and Chris Miller. There it is, Phil Lord. It's not Phil Miller. Phil Lord and Chris Miller, because they produced that. They helped, do that. They
Okay.
did 21 Jump Street. So
Let's go Jump Street.
I think Disney just saw what they were doing and got really worried and was like, "This is too weird for us. Let's not do it." And I wish we saw that movie instead, because Spider-Verse is top tier comic book movie. And,
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I love how Han Solo's answer is just to run. That's like his go-to.
Classic,
he
Go-to
just
right
believes
now.
the scene.
His son becomes a criminal, kills all these people. Oh, I'm just gonna run and leave
Just
my
gonna
wife.
run?
Yeah,
It's almost like that's why he has the last name of Solo.
Is that the
Ooh.
first time Dryden Voss is mentioned in this movie, or did I miss one earlier?
This is the first time, because we just learned that they're hired by Crimson Dawn.
Okay.
Am I supposed to know anything about this person?
Nope.
If you've seen the movie.
he'll be played by the guy who plays Vision, Paul Bettany, the same guy Taylor wants to play Green Goblin in the MCU.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just wondering because you mentioned wondering if it's the first time we've heard his name. So we're not supposed to know this guy's name.
Well, I was wondering if
specifically.
he's been mentioned in this movie, because if that's the first time you mentioned, then you wouldn't know who he is, right?
I do not know who he is. You are correct.
Yeah. It's the first time he's mentioned.
So yeah, mission's gone to shit. Their big score is done, so they're just trying to
Big score
figure it all out. Dude, what are we gonna do?
When their
Next.
mission went to shit right there,
Yeah.
why didn't Han just fly his ship to the left, like with the other riders? That
He
might be a
can't
Taylor
turn
question.
left.
Okay.
He's not an ampy
He can't list lazily to the left.
I see what you're doing there.
Ayo.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Family. Well, I did Zoolander, and then they did Family Guy, and Dylan's lost. I don't know, because they
The
need him to
fuck?
lose the score. That's the only answer I
Yeah,
got for you.
okay.
yeah.
I like your answer.
There's no despair.
Yo, those mountain goats?
Those are actually space mountain goats. They're
Are they?
different.
Oh,
Are
just add space in front of everything.
They're different. Just like big Bigfoot. They're
Large
big
Bigfoot.
space
Big
goats.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I would love to just be an actor and play Chewbacca, walk around in like a snowy range like this. Like,
Would
can
you?
you imagine if there's like some like local Sherpas walking around and they see a big Bigfoot?
You know what the cool thing about that is, though, Taylor? You can do that.
Yeah,
You could get a suit and walk around some snow. You could have that reality.
Or you should just
I
move to
could.
Hollywood and be those guys on like the street walk and collect money.
No, that I don't want
Dressed
to do
like
that.
Chewbacca.
That's
No, they're just that hairy.
Have you ever seen the Jimmy Kimmel clip where some guy walks up to Spider-Man, they take a picture, and then the guy walks away, he's like, yes, and he takes off the mask and Andrew Garfield, and then he shoves the money into his pants.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good.
Let's go Andrew Garfield.
Shout out Andrew Garfield. You were a good Spider-Man.
That's a cool weapon.
Really random, but I think they should totally make a Spider-Verse with actually like Tobey Maguire and
It's
Andrew
gonna happen.
Garfield. That would be the
It's
best
gonna happen.
Spider-Verse.
I guarantee you. Love this club area. Though.
Yeah, it's a cool
Very
shot.
cool.
at
Star
that
Wars
brain.
always, and look at what Seb's going on. So like, I don't know what's going on with her mouth. Very unfortunate accident. Can't be that
Auto-tune.
happy for her boyfriend. There's not much going on there. And then
Some may argue that's a translator.
Some may argue.
I'm arguing, what if that's just stuck to her face?
That is an argument.
I kind of like Kirkland's answer, actually.
Yeah, I hope that's the case.
Tobias Funke.
And then don't we see some Mandalorian armor in here bopping around, right?
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of Easter eggs coming
Oh,
up.
Dryden's like
me all the Easter
office
eggs. Tell me
is
the Easter
so juicy. We got Sith holocrons. We got
Point them out
Sith
to me on the
lightsabers. I
screen.
will. One massive holocron with lightsabers around it gets me every time. The crystal
time.
skull from Indiana Jones is in here.
Are you serious?
Yeah, a giant crystal skull.
You had
I
this
thought you were
epiphany
tri-
on the review, actually. The
Did
crystal
I?
skull. You're like, man, there's just this giant crystal skull, and I was wondering what it's there.
I said that?
Yeah.
Holy.
So Taylor,
I don't
'cause they
remember ever
never-
seeing this movie.
I'll assume they never get into it in this movie. What is Dryden Voss's condition? Because we kind of get a hint of that when he gets mad. His face flares up. He has like, these
Asthma.
scars. But like they don't really do anything within this movie other than maybe it's just to make him look cool.
See, and I don't think that's actually a problem.
I know. I'm just asking if in
Okay.
comics anything like that. Is there any more like what is this condition he got going on?
Actually, I don't know, to be honest.
Okay.
I've never actually looked into it, and I haven't seen him in any actual comics.
And same
either.
thing in the Phil or Chris Miller. That Dryden Voss was played by an entirely different actor, so they had to reshoot that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who was it before?
I think
Christian
his
Bale?
name is Kenneth Williams. I can't remember. He plays Chalky White on Boardwalk Empire. Really good character actor.
Okay.
I love that dress.
Yeah, she's swagging.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars does these scenes well.
Mm-hmm. Did he? Why would he think that's Chewie's hand?
Because Chewie was all over
Yo.
him.
But, like, that's a
is that
small
Kira?
little woman's hand. So you know.
I forgot her name was spelled with a Q.
Mm-hmm.
QI. Upside, up comma, yeah.
Up
Apostrophe.
comma?
Up comma.
You just call it a fucking up comma? What the hell?
Respect. I'll respect it.
Holy shit. That's crazy.
I'll try not to complain too much, but I'm not a big fan of their reunion here. The whole movie is crux upon how he has to try and do something to get her back, and they just fucking bump into each other after 3 years. Like, oh hey, there
Did
you are.
You know Kira's necklace there is obviously the symbol of Crimson Dawn. That
Yeah.
symbol is also on Jar Jar Binks' garb in the prequel
Let's go,
movies.
Jar
Who?
Jar.
Jar
Jar
Jar.
Yar yar.
Just connects the dots even more that Jar Jar is a Sith
I'm
Lord.
fine with talking about Jar Jar though. Now that we know what happened to him, so I'm pretty.
He became a
He's
Clown,
a fucking
homeless
homeless
clown.
person on the ground that everyone throws garbage at. It's the best thing. So now I love Jar
Let's go,
Jar.
Jar Jar. So look at these people in the back. They have like a mirror on their head. It's like a
It's like a full face mask.
Never done
there.
that?
mirror.
It's very good fashion.
No, I really haven't, but I feel like that would. I feel like that would weird people out around you.
You're talking to yourself,
In, like, an
really. If both
effective
people
way.
have the mirror, you're just like, that's a lot of mirrors back and forth.
Yeah, true.
Love
I feel
what
like you
Chewie is
haven't
at
pointed
drinks.
out enough Easter eggs yet. I thought you said there was
He-
a whole bunch.
He gets
When we get to
no,
the office.
In the office,
But
yeah.
but I agree with Jessica. There hasn't been one this whole movie yet. So
he did just point out the necklace, and he's done that a few times. I think you guys just go, oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
true.
and
The
we move
necklace
on.
might just be a complete fluke, though, but it looks the same symbol.
He mentioned the blaster as well.
Blaster, yeah.
Blaster.
So he's done it. He's done it.
let's go, Taylor.
Shouts out Taylor.
I don't think the blaster was an Easter egg. It was more of just like a
Did you know it was an
random
illegal
fact.
weapon though, Jessica?
That's not really
Illegal
an Easter
modification.
egg, though.
I
That's
think
just
it
a
is.
fact.
Because he was modifying it. He did something to it, and that was modification. Boom.
I don't want to go to your house for Easter.
That's fine. I don't believe in Easter.
It's illegal. So that's
Yeah,
an Easter
Easter's a
egg.
fake holiday.
Yeah, Jesus ain't coming back. We're in 2020, 2019. Where is he, huh?
He's waiting.
Come on. For Avengers 5.
If you go to Spain, I'm sure you'll meet a lot of Jesuses.
That's a lie, though. Jesus is back. Kevin Feige.
Great
is
bowler.
Jesus.
Jesus.
so- Yeah. Amelia Clark, just a great looking woman. I'll shout that out there. Just
She's highly spicy.
Fantastic.
She has some of the most interesting eyebrows in the game. Have you
Really?
ever seen her like do like an interview?
She kind of
And her
looks.
eyebrows are bouncing.
I haven't actually.
Like zero gravity.
She looks like what Travis would have
Google it. It's
classified in
worth it.
high school and in 2011 as the look,
The
type.
I just want to say, I think Paul Bettany does an amazing job as like a cartel leader. Like he
He's-
cares and then drifts his attention away.
No
like,
one talks about how good he is in this movie because I don't think many people.
I feel like
revisit
I
this.
have, to be honest.
He's fantastic. He is the best Bond villain we've never gone yet. No, I won't say that. There's many great Bond villains, but he should be a Bond villain.
Oh, that's a cool ring.
He's fantastic in this movie.
It's matching the necklace. Quote, Jessica.
So yeah, we meet Ryan Voss. He's kind of shady, insinuated that he's with Kira.
I would go so far as to say he's highly shady.
Yeah. We just saw him kill someone
Yeah.
about 5 minutes ago, but also insinuating that he's with Kira in some sort of like arranged relationship. You know, like she's in it, but she doesn't. Not because she loves him.
She
you
very
know?
much can't leave.
She's in it. He's
Exactly.
in it.
Yeah,
Everybody's in it.
Crystal Skull on the left, Mandalorian armor on the right. One of those weapons next to Mandalorian armor is also being used by Knight of Ren in Episode 9.
That
Coincidentally.
are the kind of fact. That was 3 in 1 frame.
That
guys.
was.
Can you
Yeah.
handle that kind of Easter eggage,
And
Kirkland?
that's really full circle. Knights of Ren. He's seeing some gear that hit the guy.
Oh, look at his
son.
wounds just
Yeah.
opening up.
He's gonna be
fucking
whoa.
disgusting.
Yeah,
Let's go, Dryden.
that's what I look like without makeup.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
Kind of looks gross.
Crystal Skull. Yikes, that movie.
Yikes. Sith holocron with lightsabers around it.
I just love the word holocron, you know?
Very good word.
Holocron?
Yeah.
I think that's a Futurama term, actually.
To the
I don't know who
holocron.
started it. But when did Futurama start?
Huh?
When did Futurama start?
What are you asking me?
When did it start? When did it debut on TV?
1999.
That's a Star Wars term then.
This movie came out like last year, though.
What? Holocron's been around for a long time.
Yeah, in the OG trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
is it?
oh, yeah.
That was
no,
like a
but he
sixth
doesn't know.
He had to think about
Look
it.
me in
See,
the
he's not
eyes and tell me
lying.
it's in the original trilogy.
Original trilogy? Yeah.
You can't even say it.
Yeah, no.
God, you didn't lie.
The reason why he was, air quotes, thinking
Air-
about it, he was thinking whether or not he wanted to lie
No.
and say that he
Taylor-
knew
we
for
know
sure.
Taylor doesn't lie.
Taylor
No,
lies
no.
a lot.
Not a liar.
He's just really good at it.
So there was lots of
A
tension
static.
here. Han Solo is opening up his big mouth as usual. He just doesn't have it. He just does not have the swagger. It just is nails on a chalkboard for me. I like other things. I really like this movie when we got Childish Gambino bopping in. But right now,
Mr. Gambino.
with just Alden, it's just
What if they I mean, obviously this is in another world, but what if they made it so it's not actually Han, it's like Han's brother, and that's what this movie's about?
Bond.
Because
I'd rather just be about.
could you buy that he's Han's brother?
Maybe, but I'd rather just be Lando. They should have just
That
made a
is-
Lando
yeah.
movie with a cameo from Han. They should have flipped it. Lando be the main character and Han be the minor character.
I would have been so down if they just did a full-on Lando movie, and then
100%.
they de-age Harrison Ford.
Oh, that's what they should have done. No, he wouldn't have done this movie. You want me to do what? No.
Or just did the whole movie with no actor, it's just a CGI character.
Andy Serkis.
yeah,
actors.
Andy Serkis.
Do you think they'll ever CGI Chewie?
No,
Really?
it's too easy. Because they're doing the whole
What
we
if
want
it's
to be.
too easy to CGI, though?
They're doing right now the whole we want to be practical thing again, right? They do CGI, but I think they try and do as much practical as can be, thanks to JJ.
Let's go, JJ.
Yeah. Take us
That whole train scene, they actually created that on the side of a mountain in the Himalayas.
Yeah, that's a train that
Did you
used to
see
be
it
in
when you were
Neverland.
hiking?
I saw it when I was trekking in the Annapurna, yeah. I
Michael
saw it.
Jackson
Did you see
used to have
Taylor
all
dressed up as
chimps on
Chewbacca?
there.
What's that?
Did you see Taylor dressed up as Chewbacca?
Yeah, I did.
Trying to
actually.
scare the Sherpas?
Bigfoot.
And I saw Dryden Voss. He scared the hell out of me. He's trying to peddle me some drugs.
So Ryan Voss just kind of like, hey, can we trust this guy?
He's really
And-
eyeballing the side of her head.
Ryan Voss picks up no flirtation at all, though. Oh, man, he's a dumb motherfucker. I love his performance, but they're just eye fucking each other for a full minute there, and he has not noticed at all. But here we go. So fuck.
Yeah, he's not even trying to hide it. Solo's just,
yeah.
he's fully torqued. He's ready to go.
So he's accepted him on the mission, and he's pretty much just insinuating, if you guys don't, this is your last chance. If you don't get what we want, yeah, here we go. We will be out of options. Love that line delivery. Very good.
It's a good line.
Paul Bettany, very underrated actor. I think he lost a lot of credibility when he did the Da Vinci Code. It was a very cheesy performance, but he's on the backup.
Yeah, he's got that TV show coming out with the young Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
Vision.
WandaVision. Yeah, it's gonna be some good stuff.
Those are some big tusks. Is what
Those
they're
are
called.
some extremely
Big
big tusks. Big tusks. It was a small head too.
Yeah.
And this is
Just the way I
where
like them.
now, oh god, Aura Singh, right? My girl gets killed on this fucking scene in dialogue. Are
Aura
you kidding
Singh.
me? This is some bullshit. So I've been doing
Some
Clone Wars
bullshit.
retrospective with Taylor Field. Go check it out. We're reviewing the entire series. Very cool bounty hunter on that show. Taylor will disagree that this is not a bad thing, but there's a bounty hunter introduced in the show, and they kill her off in this movie just in a sentence. So she was alive in the show. You don't know what happened to her, and they go, "Oh, you're the person that took out Aura Singh." And Taylor is not mad by that, but for me, as someone that likes that character, and her just getting, that's the way they write her off, is being said in a sentence. Very, very disappointing.
I think that, it doesn't bother me so much because she's not a huge character in the live action films. I feel like she should have been given more
But
of
couldn't
a
you made up
prominent
any
display.
name? Why you gotta kill off Aura Singh? She's cool.
Yeah,
She is the person that
she's
trained
interesting.
Boba Fett. She like
She did a
Ooh.
shitty job about
She
it,
did a
though.
very shitty job. Boba
Well, yeah,
sucks.
Boba Fett sucks. He's he's one of the worst characters ever.
No, I meant like
Yeah. Thanks for admitting it.
One of the
she
worst
she
characters
wasn't
ever.
very protective or like as
So don't
training
hate the
as she
player,
could
hate
have
the
been.
game.
But
So we got
The childish
childish. God, what's the character's name again?
Lando
Lando.
Calrissian, who's coming back in episode 9.
Lando. Hans Landa.
Hans Landa.
Hans Lando Calrissian.
Same character actually.
Crazy.
What were we talking about? Shit, I had a point.
I like the general aesthetic of this whole club area.
Yeah.
I like the look of the little aliens that are playing.
Oh, and no, 100%. People like
the
Taylor
chips.
will say I'm wrong because Boba Fett was the original and looks cooler, but he's just as bad as a character as Captain Phasma. When you really break it down, they both do
Boba
nothing.
Fett?
Yeah. They both do zero.
that's a debate that will never end.
Captain
like
Phasma
just in
actually
society,
has,
it'll
Captain Phasma
always go
actually
on.
has screen time and
I feel like that's just
dialogue.
a Travis won't let it end thing. I don't,
Well,
know,
no,
It's true.
I don't even know if that's a society thing anymore.
because I will not rest until people realize that Boba Fett is a shitty.
But it'll
We
never
realize
happen.
it.
People,
Django is so much better.
I like Django a lot. He's pretty cool.
Django.
And here's the difference. This is what's so tough. In the scene, you can see Alden Ehrenreich just flipping his way, trying to be Han Solo, just slipping and sliding, not doing a good job. Where you got Don Glover over here, just giving a pitch perfect Lando Calrissian performance.
I will say though, trying to be Lando's a lot easier because Lando's has very little screen time in the other movies.
Yeah, but it's not easy being Billy D. That's the thing. Billy D, Colt 45,
That's fair.
one
That's
of the
fair.
coolest motherfuckers.
No, don't get me wrong. Donald Glover is amazing.
Yeah.
He's definitely the single most interesting character in this movie.
I do think
If I
there
remember
is
correctly.
a chance in the future that we will get a Lando series, and they will bring Kira and Darth Maul back into that. That's why I was kind of talking
You
about
think it
that
would be focused on him, or
Yeah.
he would be another side character?
No, I think they'd focus on him. I think they'd do like a 6/8 episode. He's a big enough star. I think a movie, they were kind of like, should we do it? TV series, they'll be fine.
I see you pointing
Kirkman,
at me.
I got a question for you. Do you know the name of the card game they're playing right now?
Oh, he's close.
He's very
Seca or something like that.
No.
Sepa.
You're so close.
You're very close.
Do I have like one letter wrong?
You got the first
You
letter
got the first
correct.
letter right.
Yeah.
I can't tell if you got one letter
It goes
wrong.
S-E something something A.
Yeah.
Seca?
Close, actually.
Fuck.
There's a B in there.
There's a B.
Really?
Yep.
Then I don't know. Sepa?
I think there's a K in there as well.
Sekba?
You're very close.
Sepka?
You're so close, man.
Do I like get
I
something?
want to say it, but I'll give you the bowl of chips.
You get the stale chips.
He already ate them.
He gets them again.
He gets them given to him this time.
Han. That's a shout out to the
Mhm.
Empire Strikes Back because Billy D. Williams is the only person that calls Han Solo Han in the entire series. So they kept that going.
They've already done that. This is the second time he's called him Han instead
No,
of
but I
Han.
just mean like in this movie.
I know, but I'm just saying that you already missed that the first time it happened.
He was talking about why he
Did
hates
you point
Boba
out for
Fett
our
so
viewers
much.
though?
No, I had
No.
no mic.
Kirkland,
Spike the Mike Daniels.
misogynist.
Fun fact, I want to shout out
Kirkland.
the ship
Called
that
it.
Han Solo was.
The Millennium
Doesn't-
Falcon.
What? Oh, the ship that he doesn't have that he made up and was throwing in here to bet is actually the ship that the Phoenix crew uses in Star Wars Rebels. Also,
right.
there's a ship that was in Star Wars Rogue One as well.
You're very good.
Sabak.
There you go,
I was
Kirkland.
so close. I was close.
I was wrong. I thought there was a K in there. It's just a
You
couple
threw me
Cs.
for a loop.
Who knows with subtitles, you know?
we missed it, or for the viewers, Landa.
Land.
You guys keep changing his name.
He did a great Billy D. Is it Billy D or
Billy
Billy D
Shady.
Williams.
Billy
Billy
D.
G.
Williams.
Yeah.
He did a great like laugh, and it was like identical to him.
And it
so,
was just revealed he was cheating, so he had
Yeah.
cards literally up his sleeve. So
yeah.
Billy
A
D. Williams,
classic.
very excited to see him back. He was cast as Two-Face one point in his life.
Wait, he's
and-
coming back?
in episode 9. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah. He's supposed to be Two-Face.
must be
at one
pretty
point
old.
in his life. Yeah, he is. But he didn't get to play Two-Face.
Kira.
Lots of tension going on there.
Mhm.
Oh wow, just. Han not handling this situation well. Kira has it completely under control.
Mm-hmm.
Love the shoutouts to Felucia.
What is Felucia?
It is a planet that Ayla Sakura died on in Revenge of the Sith.
Ayla Sakura.
Ayla Sakura. Yeah.
What is that?
She was a Jedi Master.
What's her race?
Her race? Twilight?
Yeah, she's the blue one, right? And she's
Yeah.
in that
Twilight.
sexy walk, and then she gets shot in the
Yeah.
back.
She had like the two.
Yeah.
That's Taylor and I had a discussion because Taylor, you said you don't find that alien race attractive, right? And I said I find them very attractive.
Oh,
I'm definitely
do.
not.
I definitely, yeah.
I'm not turned on. I love to just put my
You know,
my hand through a load
Maybe
of hair.
maybe that's
A load of hair.
a load of hair. Maybe that's Taylor's original race, and he doesn't want to say that he's attracted to him
Yeah,
to
you
give
got him
away his
chopped
cover.
out.
Yeah, that
John.
must be it.
But yeah, that's always since I've seen it as a kid. It's always been woof. Yeah, that's some good aliens.
Do you think that Kira
I do.
and Lando have hooked?
Yes.
No, I think
No.
it's just a flirtation.
No,
Kira,
they most
Kira's
definitely
not that
have.
type of woman.
No, she is.
No.
For
and
Lando,
I think
for
no,
Lando,
because I
look
think
at this man.
Lando wouldn't
Look
have,
at this man.
but Lando wouldn't have a dick
Look
anymore.
at him, Travis. You're not looking at
Because
him.
Dryden would have taken it. My first mate. I'm in the what is this fucking robot's name again?
L337?
Yeah, I'm in the biggest minority in the world that I prefer this one very much more to K2SO.
I'm on the fence. I love K2SO more than L3.
Yeah, K2SO for me, I just don't like the comedic beats, but
What's that?
They
I-
actually named it Elite.
I like this robot, and I like the
I'm
sexual.
pretty sure Elite.
I like the sexual relationship she has with Lando as well. That's very fun.
I think I'm in your camp as well. I think I like her more than K2S.
That's Ron Howard's brother. That guy. She's choking right now. Ron Howard, the third director in this.
Third director.
Yeah. That we know of.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. I forgot we got the Kessel Run in this movie.
Mhm.
I
Love the
assume-
Kessel Run. One of my favorite scores of all time is remixed into that. It's so good.
This scene's so underwhelming.
I'll be your co-pilot.
No. Just the the cadence, very well done by Glover there. Very talented actor. Go watch Atlanta. I haven't watched it, but Kyle tells me that every day. So
Just get a new season, so that's exciting.
my plan is, it's not coming back till 2021 or something like that. So that's how I'm gonna
Oh wow,
binge it, yeah.
that's a long.
I think they're filming them like back to back there or something.
What's
I
it
don't know.
on?
FX.
Oh,
It's a Disney owned property now.
What isn't?
Let's go Disney Plus.
Technically, Geekverse is a Disney-owned
Disney
podcast.
DC, Harry Potter, Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk?
Not owned.
Tony
not
Hawk
owned.
is a man. What are you talking
I know.
about? Bionicles.
Bionicles.
Owned by Disney, of course.
They own Jon Favreau. Look, he can't do anything. They forced him at
True.
gunpoint to remake The Lion King.
No, they just gave him a
Look
lot
at
of
that
money.
coat.
Yeah,
Man, I want a
that
coat like that.
They're like, you can't make The Mandalorian unless you make us Lion King. This guy's a hustler. So, kind of everything's getting set in motion here. They got their team together. They're gonna break up the Millennium Falcon right now.
Is this that score you were talking about earlier?
It is.
What?
Because I like it.
Oh,
It's
from
like
the
an
title- from the
Opry
DVD
remix
menu?
of the old school. So I gotta look this up on Spotify. Yeah, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. I didn't catch that the first time I saw this movie.
Quite triumphant.
Mm.
Mandible notch.
I would like to throw out that you did just admit, I think maybe the first time that you have seen this already.
No.
He dropped that bit about half an hour
No,
ago.
you guys all misheard. You guys gotta get hearing checked.
Third watch.
No.
Whew.
I
Play it
actually am
back.
curious how many times he actually has seen
Fans,
this
play
movie.
it back. I didn't say. If you technically hear what I said, I never said this movie. Fantastic.
Oh, look at that look. Did you see that? That was sick.
Some prime acting.
Lando.
And I think I'm not a big fan of Woody Harrelson in this movie for two reasons. One, I think the character's pretty flat. But two, I'm not a fan of big actors being in Star Wars because I feel like it really takes me out. Superhero movies, I can dig it, but I like the more no-name route that they do. With
They like to do that for like smaller side characters. It seems
Yeah,
like
and I still like, because even Rogue, who's the biggest star in Rogue One?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, definitely Mads.
He's not even that big of a star, but he's my man. Hashtag
No.
save Hannibal.
Whew, that's a throwback.
I don't think there is a big star in Rogue One, to be honest.
Yeah.
Fun fact,
I can't really remember.
Enfys that was standing there, the little guy that came up, Warwick Davis.
And
he
the
is-
Fist is his name?
Enfys was the
Okay.
tall person, but the little guy, Warwick Davis, that pirate is actually the exact same character that
Menace?
we see in Phantom Menace in the stands betting on the pod race.
My brain cannot handle what you just said. I don't have
Warwick
the mental
Davis, he's
capacity.
been in... Was he in New Hope, or was that the one he wasn't in? I think he's been in almost every...
I don't think he was in A New Hope, but he's
Yeah.
been like all the other
He's
ones.
been in...
Cool.
He played Ewoks. Yeah, he plays one of the goblins in Gringotts. And he plays the... who's the teacher in Harry Potter? He's like the little person.
I know who he is.
Sprout,
I'm talking to Jessica.
No, you're
Yes.
not.
Is his name
Talking
Sprout?
to me.
the professor, like,
He's
in
or
Guardian Leviosa guy.
Flitwick.
I don't.
Flitwick? Yeah. Sprout is a woman, right?
Yeah,
this
Sprout
is
is
a man,
herbology.
He's a little person.
Yeah, it's Flitwick, I believe. Yeah.
that guy's been in almost every Star Wars movie, and I'm very happy Harry Potter did not have the little person play the character named Sprout. I was gonna get in a soapbox there for a second. You're telling me they did what?
Cyclotta.
I like it.
How much
Buckle up, baby.
is Lando in the original trilogy?
He's in 2 of the movies.
Yeah, not that much. He's in. I'd say he's in the. I'd say he's in. Let's be kind. Half an hour in one, and maybe 50 minutes in the other. Because in Return of the Jedi, he's just in a ship, just going wahoo, and yeah, here we go. Like he's not doing anything.
in
So
Return of the Jedi?
He's at the base, but then most of the time he's up in the ship. He's not really with our main crew. I'd say he.
Well,
I bet
no.
you.
In Return of the Jedi, I mean, he's in most of the space battles up in above Endor, and then he
okay.
at the
I love
beginning
this
too on
game.
Jabba's
What is this
palace.
game called?
Jabba's
What is this game
palace.
called? Taylor? Come on.
I actually
Oh,
forgot.
shit.
I always love that game. The little hologram chess thing they have going on. To
I
me, it
will
reminds
try
me
to
of
look up
Spy
how much
Kids.
screen time Lando has, but I legitimately
I'm
think it's under
curious,
45 minutes.
It definitely, yeah.
He's
Because
a
I'm
small
just thinking it would have been, with Han, there's just so much that people already know that that's why they're trying to do all the little fan services, right? Where
Oh
with
man, this
Lando,
movie is
it would
fan
have been.
service incarnate. This movie and Rogue One and pretty much every Star Wars movie now.
Which is why they are in Taylor's top 5.
See, that's
Yep.
where I'll disagree. I don't think Rogue One has. I think Rogue One's a super dull. I think Rogue One has.
No, you're
some-
right. It's more this and Force Awakens that have a lot
Yeah.
of fan service.
But that's where I will always say that to me, if you look at Solo, you look at Force Awakens, you can see to me how you do fan service right. Where JJ, I think, integrates it into the story well and like puts little things here, and this is how you do it. A character says it, and it's a plot point. Where like Chewie stuff like that, I don't think it's much of a plot point or doesn't need to be. So that's always my thing for JJ. I think he works in that fan service very well.
The game is called Dejarik. I definitely was way
Dejarik?
off. Yeah,
That doesn't even sound
Dejarik.
familiar to me.
It doesn't sound familiar to me either.
Are
I'm
you
not gonna
sure
lie.
that's right?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, the more you know.
This very is this the there's a scene that I read about in this fan film that there's like a closet makeout. This is the scene come up very hot and heavy.
George Lucas had some input on this scene too.
George Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they gave him this scene. I think they just don't want to do anything big, but it's very strange.
True.
All right, now you're
Give him
gonna
the wardrobe scene.
now you're gonna kiss her like that. You're gonna like it.
There is a scene coming up. It's funny because Lando he says he hates mining colonies. He's like they're the worst. But in the background you can actually see a hologram of Cloud City in his ship, like a little model of it.
Cool.
And I'm not wrong. There's like little hints of the Han and Leia theme in here, right?
I'd have to listen to
When they
it.
start kiss, I feel like there is, and I'm not a fan of that. That's
What a dick.
Obi-Wan Kenobi is in 1 minute. Empire Strikes Back. Pretty impressive.
1 minute.
Yeah. So yeah, Lando Calrissian in Empire Strikes Back is in 9 minutes and 15 seconds
Yeah,
of the movie.
that seems about right.
But you think? Yeah, but that's what I mean. He did not. And then in
Return of the Jedi.
fuck you, 5 minutes 15 seconds.
What?
So he has a total of like pretty much 15 minutes.
Yeah. In the whole
They really
franchise.
drag it out
But
well,
that's why
though.
I was trying to explain to her that like he's in the movie, but you just see a ship go by and it's like that's Lando. He's in that ship shooting people. Like he's in the movie a lot, but on actual screen, not really. So,
So
yeah.
who's the real Lando, you know? Because I feel like Donald Glover's more...
Donald Glover now.
He's got more screen time but less movies. So how do you...
Well, when Billy
what
D.
do you say?
Williams comes back as Lando, then we'll see. You know,
That's true.
unless he gets 6
True.
minutes this time.
Yeah. They
6
got
minutes
to
in
at
heaven.
least give him 10. They got to give him more than
least 10.
Empire. No, I think he's in it very minorly. He's pretty old.
They'll probably just kill them all for a big emotional beat.
Are you saying Lando on purpose to trigger us, or is that how you say it? Okay, so he's saying
I
is it
say
triggering
Han
us?
and Han like interchangeably. I probably trigger a lot of Star Wars fans out there, but it's just hard, okay?
fair enough. Tomato.
But I am thinking of Londa a lot.
Londa,
So that's
yeah,
why I'm
yeah.
saying Londo.
L3. Always give him some
L3.
flirting. Some
Very
sass.
sassy, yeah. L3's head kind of looks like the Millennium Falcon a little bit too.
A little bit. Yeah.
Taylor just propped his hat down very,
That
very low.
sun is fucking
You
blinding.
know this is your house and you can change that, right? You have the power.
I do have the power.
I'm not saying you have to. No, get back. Come on. Taylor's gone. He's going to go chase the sun away.
One of the things that does always bug me about prequels, and even in like Beasts and whatnot for Harry Potter as well, it's just when things always look, more high tech now, like this the elite robot compared to when you first see C-3PO for the first time. Things like where you get in Beast 2. I was gonna say Ganondorf. It is definitely not Ganondorf. When you see Dumbledore in like his suit, and then in the other ones he goes into like this big purple robe. Things like that. It just always bothers me.
Yeah, I feel like for the technology aspect, like these robots, it makes sense. But
Yes. Yeah. You guys see that?
We're in the scene right now. L3 is talking about their relationship with Lando.
yeah, a weird yet awesome relationship. Really funny.
It works. Which is, people won't give enough credit. Very current, because we're getting in the day and age where there is sex robots on the way.
Let's go.
Oh, they're already
They're
there.
already here.
Yeah. There is this new thing I saw with, I'm not going to get into, it's very descriptive, but man, it's
Tell me about
crazy. It can link up with a porn, and it does the same things that the porn does.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mix that with some VR and
No, it's a device, and it does the same movements as
fully
a porn.
yeah, no, and I'm saying you could
Mix it with the VR. Okay,
yeah, that way it's
Yeah.
not like you're watching a robot.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know?
And I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. I'm just saying we're close to this, So I'm going to ask you guys for a fun trivia fact. Guess which character has the most screen time in all the Star Wars films?
Oh God. Well, it's got to be. I was gonna say Anakin off the top of my head, but I feel like
Character or
Darth Vader's
actor?
not around a whole lot.
Just as character.
Out of the entire franchise,
Yeah.
including the prequels.
Chewie.
Okay.
I want to go last.
Wow.
last. Fucker.
I'm gonna go with R2D2.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one. That's probably it.
One.
It's that or Anakin. If you count. I mean, Darth Vader. I can't even remember how much. Does he have a lot of screen time in the original trilogy?
He's a lot of lumbering around.
So he still gets screen time though.
Yeah.
And you count that the same as Anakin?
So here's the thing. They count. I won't say whether these
I'm
first
gonna
off,
say
but
C-3PO.
they count Anakin and Darth Vader as one in this thing. There's no Darth Vader on the list,
That was a good pick.
even though I feel like that's a little fraudulent.
Okay, what's the answer, Travis? No.
Guess you got.
Can
10
I say
seconds.
like a clone? Because
it's not
they
fair
turned
'cause
into
it's on
stormtroopers.
Travis's screen right now, and Kirkland can read it.
It's Anakin. It's Anakin. Yeah.
Aw,
I
this
think they're
guy
counting
got it.
Vader. So and if you don't count
Give us the
that,
top 5.
Anakin, Obi-Wan, which I really count.
Really, Obi-Wan.
Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and here's a wild win. Padme Amidala over Leia. So Natalie Portman has more screen time
Damn.
than Carrie Fisher.
Where the fuck is
Damn.
Chewie?
I was gonna guess Han, so
He is 10th.
I don't believe that for a second.
He's number
yeah,
10.
Can
and
you
then
can you
C3
just like read that entire thing kind of for a second, or like
Does this
the
include every
majority of
movie?
it?
1, 2. Yeah, this is the entire franchise.
This
is 1 to
includes
7.
Solo,
1, 2,
the
yeah.
fan film.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm sorry we're not talking about the movie more, but I guess
Yeah.
there's just not a whole lot to say.
Another shout out here to Beckett wearing Lando's armor from Return of the Jedi when they're going to rescue Han Solo.
Yeah.
Okay, well don't
It's
read
a
all
top,
of them then.
It's a top 21. So the top 10 are Anakin, Obi-Wan, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Padme Amidala, Princess Leia Organa, C-3PO, R2-D2, Chewbacca, and then Palpatine closing out the top 10. And
Palpatine.
Rey is the newest character at closing out at 11. Oh, no, I'm wrong. I'm completely wrong. Vader is in there. So Anakin doesn't, of course. Hayden Christian has the most
Those
screen
fucking
time.
scenes are long, man.
But Vader is...
That's like 30 minutes of pod racing alone.
Vader's 13 out of the top 21. And then after Vader goes Jyn Erso. That's crazy. Jyn Erso in one movie has more screen time.
Does
than
it
a lot of
say
people.
where sand falls in on that list?
But that's number 1.1. And then Jar Jar Binks is made in the top 21. He's above Kylo Ren. Luckily, that's going to change. soon,
Easy.
but yeah.
This is a weird looking robot.
I was gonna say, I
This-
love that the Pikes are in this movie. They were shown in the Clone Wars.
The
You
pipes.
know what I wish was in this movie? Force babies.
The
you know?
armor
Force
that
babies.
Woody Harrelson's wearing here actually looks like the armor that Sam and Frodo wear as they try to sneak their way up to Mountain
The
Dew.
orc armor that they took
yeah,
away.
that is like clearly oversized.
yeah, and no one notices them at all.
No. Chewie popping off.
Yeah.
See, do they count that second in that
Yeah, I
like
think
screen
so.
time
They would.
thing?
They don't say for sure, but I think they would. I think any screen time is anytime the camera's on you, someone's
Damn.
counting it. So
See, I'm surprised Chewie's not higher. That big
Good,
furry
good
beast.
throwback to ripping the arms off. Wookiees are known for that.
Yeah.
Lego Star Wars.
Let's go
did
Lego Star
happen in
Wars.
Force Awakens, but they took that
Skywalker
out.
Saga.
They took
Lego
it out.
coming out.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah, Umkar Plot got his arms ripped
Umkar
off.
Plot.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's
Simon Pegg's character, who at Ray, he's like, "This is only worth 4 quarter portions." That guy.
That's Simon Pegg.
yeah, that's Simon
Oh,
Pegg.
Wow. Let's go Simon.
And he got his arms ripped off originally.
In the delete
You
scene,
know
yeah, but they
those,
Like who?
Chewbacca,
Oh,
because he's a Wookiee.
you know those GameStop
Ooh.
memes or whatever, Unkar Plot or whatever.
Yeah, those
great
are great
memes.
memes.
Unkar
yeah.
Plot.
oh yes, yes.
Now you know.
Taylor, yes.
Kira just slit in a guy's throat, but
The method of fighting that she did, Tarakasi, I think, is shoutouts to a move of combat that was from a really old and obscure Star Wars game, I believe.
yeah. So fans don't know. They should go back. But how Jar Jar used to trigger me,
Yar,
that's what
yar.
Force babies trigger Taylor, because he's still worried. Episode 9's not over yet, and Ray and Kylo are gonna get it on.
They're not going to have
Midichlorian?
any
They're gonna.
sex.
Oh yeah. Right on the Death Star. They're gonna see
What
it.
if there's
and-
like a half an hour long sex scene?
Oh my god, that'd be the best. That's a 10 out of 10
And
fucking
then like
movie.
JJ just comes into frame for a bit and just like takes off his.
He's like in the
robe.
corner
tags
just watching.
in.
and imagine
like him and George Lucas. George Lucas, you can't see his hand, so you
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
what's going on.
Oh, let's
do it
go,
harder,
George.
Kylo. What was I gonna say? And then yeah, just the build up. We like JJ's like, you've never seen a movie like this? We're like, yeah, okay, we've heard that before. And then we get the rating, and it's like rated R. We're like, I wonder why it's rated R. But they don't tell us it's a sex scene. It's just like a big build up. And
Right.
yeah.
It's just that's how the movie starts. You know, like in the trailer how it's like Ray.
So with my theory, because with that trailer, my theory I was thinking that there was Force babies. So when the trailer started with her breathing, I'm like, oh my god, she's
Pregnant,
in labor. Yeah. Get out of here.
Yeah, problems with
Oh, okay, there you go.
Jessica is being a good mother.
why
and
she's
has
the
to go
MVP.
Protect her
Just
young child.
play some solo Star Wars story,
Oh,
and you'll be
yeah,
good.
make sure to go home and watch the rest of this movie.
no, I'm fixing it right now. I just noticed, but the audio's still good, so we're prime. But no, thank you.
Love it when
Oh, look at this
the
little toaster oven that was
What a
walking around
cute
the
little
keyboard.
toaster oven.
the other Wookiees pop up here, and Mala, which is Chewbacca's wife from I think it was a Star Wars Christmas special.
Oh shit, he had a wife?
He did. He does have a
know that.
wife. Yeah.
Damn, and she's there. Oh,
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. You never know. You never know when people go into labor. So.
Yeah, well, and I was in the hospital for a couple days, right? So
sure.
if you need a ride to the hospital or
Okay, thank you very much. All right.
Bye.
Jessica's leaving.
enjoy
Bye, Jessica.
the rest of this prime piece of
Prime time. Prime time.
Jessica's talking trash on her way out
She
the door.
is, yeah.
I don't like the look of these other Wookiees.
I don't like it either.
No, it felt like they did the reshoots and they're like, man, we only got about 50 grand left.
They remind me of like the original Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Like they don't look good.
They don't look like Wookiees.
Yeah.
They need the guy that did Revenge of the Sith Wookiees to come back because those fucking Wookiees look sick.
Or do what Dylan said. That's when you CGI them. Like they just they were not looking good. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a budgetary
Clearly,
thing.
they're not very healthy down there.
Let me go on record. I don't want them to CGI the
No,
Wookiees,
yeah.
but
Did you know in Revenge of the Sith they only had about 5 or 6 guys dressed in Wookiee suits, and then they CGI'd the whole hundreds of them in behind before they're charged?
Same thing like orcs. Just
Yeah.
like, okay, you 10
Yeah,
line up
that's
and
classic.
all the because when you look at the slowdown version of the animations in Lord of the Rings, they're all just doing the exact same thing. Like when they're fighting, there's like just sections of just like the same orcs. So
yeah,
all movies do that. It's a big thing,
gotta do what you gotta do.
except for Feige.
Feige, yeah, he hires every single outrider
Yeah,
to be played by a
He
human.
plays them.
they're all, they're all A-list actors. Too.
Yeah, Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
You got Frodo Baggins.
Kevin, you're gonna have to take your hat off for this. No, nope.
So what are they doing right now?
I was gonna say, I
Taylor?
feel like
Right
this
now,
episode's
they're
definitely
Han
a
Solo's
mix.
collecting.
This is a mix of this is like a solo commentary track. Like
I wish I had more to comment on, but
Yeah.
I just don't feel like there's a whole lot of depth to
This
this
is a
stuff.
solo commentary track / After 9 episode. We're really
Oh,
Honestly, it
absolutely.
kind of is.
Right now in the movie, Solo is collecting the raw coaxium,
Oh, they're still going for that, are
and
they?
they're super fucking heavy.
Why does he
They
want
go
it?
for the
Why
full
does
It's
It's
very
Dryden
valuable.
It's worth a
Voss.
lot of dollars.
want it?
why
Isn't
does
it like-
Dryden Voss want it?
Isn't it
Wants
like
the coaxium?
Yeah, why does he need it?
It's just a very valuable
Calrissian
resource
Chronicles.
for power. It's fuel for ships,
yeah, it's
basically.
fuel. Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's very
it was, yeah.
expensive.
I like this. This is a good scene.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh,
Ooh.
he was deep in her sacred temple.
They should just do a
that what
Disney
he said?
Plus series of just like 10 episodes. They're all 12 to 10 minutes of just like his logs of like an adventure he's on. But
I
you
would
don't-
be totally.
You
down
don't
with
see
that.
the adventure. It's just him talking.
Yeah.
And I also get why some people don't like this. Like they think it's political. Which one? Political shit is in all type of movies, so F off. But they just feel, oh, it's a little cheesy. But I don't know. I kind of like her freeing the droids. I liked it when it happened. If I did hear it pitched to me, and I would like it now when I'm seeing it again. I like the stuff with L3. I really do.
Yeah, I do as well. As well, like it kind of goes hand in hand with what she was talking about earlier when he's like, "Oh, you're my human overlord" or whatever the hell
Yeah.
she said to him. So it goes with the character. It's not like they're throwing it in there just to be political. I feel like
His alien language speak didn't help him this time. Chewbacca saved his life this time.
I don't even think he spoke the right language.
Oh,
ooh, here comes the sick Wookiees,
Yeah.
the plagued
Ooh.
Wookiees.
Just a choke slam.
They're so much
headfirst.
lankier too.
Yeah.
well, they haven't been eaten.
That is fair enough. All that quaxium, they're not drinking that.
Yeah, seriously.
So speaking of Wookiees, one day we are going to do a commentary track for the Christmas story, right?
There's a close-up Kirkland.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Right, Taylor?
Well, there's the like
Stars.
Ewok Adventures and Christmas
Oh,
Story.
we'll do those, but yeah. So the Christmas story.
Is it live action?
Yeah.
and it's the
Who's in
entire
it?
original cast.
Really?
Really?
This is back in the day. George Lucas hates this thing. You want all the copies burned because I think the way they pitched it to him was not the way that it happened. But there's this whole weird subplot about like you got to save Chewbacca's father, and it's just like Harrison. We're like, hi, I'm Han Solo, and I wish all you a Merry Christmas. Like it's like really wild stuff. Like
It's
How have
all
I never heard of
canon.
this?
yeah, well,
Not
depending on
anymore.
who you ask, yeah, but it's really like 70s. Like we got a good marketing idea, like trippy stuff. There's some weird like Chewbacca's dad kind of goes on LSD stuff. It's nuts. Lucas hates it. So one day we will watch that because
I'm down.
the films are going to slow down. So next year, obviously, we will do Rise of Skywalker contract. But then after that, we're done with the films. So that's where we can do the Star Wars story. There is 2 Ewok adventure movies, like Taylor talked about.
Yeah.
There are kid movies made. Those
We
are
got-
just
right.
Ewoks.
We got a retro. What's it called? Top Secret.
Top. So yeah, one day. Yeah,
Yeah, how far are you guys in the Clone Wars right now?
We just started. Well,
Started
season
season
3
4.
just went public, but we've started season 4 for Patreon
Well, don't say go
listeners.
public because who knows when this drops. So right, because it's
Yeah,
on
true.
November. So we are in season 4. We got 2 more. We got 2 more seasons and a lost episode.
One more full season, then the Lost episode season, and
Yeah.
then the new season, which hasn't come out yet. Why are you thinking of joining?
When's that come out?
That comes out November. Well, we don't know a
You
date
just
yet.
suddenly ask if I'm
But-
joining.
Yeah, you're joining, right?
I only if I would only if I caught up on the other stuff, which is not going to happen.
No, don't
so.
do it. Don't do it.
I don't want to take away from what you guys have going on.
I really like
If
the show.
if one of you guys randomly joined on like season 4 of Spider-Man Retro, I don't know how I'd feel about that. So I don't want to
or
do the
randomly
same.
leave like Kyle, but
For example.
yeah, I love the scene where he's taking this. L3 just dying in his arms.
Damn it.
I think that's the other problem I have with this movie, that it does multiple times, and the other stuff, the canon or the like Easter egg stuff, that's fine. I could hand wave it if I wasn't being a bitch. I understand. The problem with Han Solo is in New Hope, he's a scumbag type of guy. He's a piece of shit, and that's the first time in the canon they're supposed to be trying to say like this is when he's doing stuff. In this movie, he multiple times does this. He makes like the hero play. He goes back, makes sacrifices, and I think that was the problem from inception of a Han Solo movie. To me, was always the problem. I think the only way it would have worked is if he was a scumbag the whole way through, or you do a Lando movie. And Han Solo is just like an asshole character.
Yeah.
Like, make him kind of not likable. So in New Hope,
It's pretty
when he-
inconsistent.
yeah, when he makes that hero turn, it makes sense. But it just feels like now he just goes back and forth all the time. Like, I'm sometimes a hero.
I guess
Yeah.
it just doesn't really feel like it's Han Solo. That's where I see that disconnect, you know?
Yeah.
And that's obviously not what they intended, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah, and it's like any girl in middle school, if they asked, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm a bad boy. But I was never a bad boy. I did nothing, you know? I rode my bicycle with training wheels. And that's what I feel like this Han Solo is. He's trying to be the
In
bad boy.
middle school, you wore
your
your bicycle training wheels.
Yeah, it was really sad.
Damn.
But this Han Solo, he's trying to be the bad boy, and it's just not working out.
You can't try to be the bad boy.
No, you have to.
No,
be.
yeah.
You gotta
Like,
be
look at
born.
Toby. He just is the bad boy. you
Yeah,
know?
Toby,
Spider-Man
look at
3.
that hair.
He went full
They'll
in.
get you that rent, but you gotta fix the fucking door, okay?
That's a fair trade.
It's honestly a fair trade.
Shout out if you hate this commentary track, not great for you. But if you're loving what we're doing, Patreon, we're doing a bunch of exclusive commentary tracks coming.
I can promise that all of our other commentary tracks are a lot more on track. We're
Yeah.
often
Yeah.
talking about the movie more.
Yeah.
But I just want those Taylor facts. Where are the
We've
facts?
dropped a lot
He's
of
been
facts
giving
here.
tons of
I've been giving lots of facts.
Not in the last
in
half
there.
an hour.
I got
You're
one
just
coming up
wanting him
here.
to make it a good movie.
I dropped one last half an hour. That was Chewie's wife,
Is that Chewie's wife?
Mala.
But is it still her wife, or are they doing?
No, now you could
His
probably
wife.
throw it
Yeah.
out because it was only the wife in the Christmas special.
Yeah, it's like Planet of the Apes 3. Like, it was a prequel until it wasn't. They're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this little girl, Nova's always been here. Didn't like that.
Another one of my favorite scenes coming up here.
I would have loved to talk about all the fans over the Planet of the Apes retro, but
Hey, we still have some days.
let's hope. Let's hope. I want to talk about Cornelius, you know?
Cornelius.
He's the main good guy ape in Planet of the Apes. Is that kind of like a nice little tribute to Force Awakens where they hide to avoid the poison?
Well, that's
I don't know if it's like really a nod to it. I mean, and if you want it to be,
But
it
I mean,
can
like,
be.
isn't that the part where they hid?
Yeah.
So that's
Oh.
definitely a nod.
Well, I think it's just one of the sections where they hide. I mean, even in like
It's
a
like a
New Hope,
smugglers.
it's a smugglers
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
I feel
So-
like the Millennium Falcon would make a wonderful Geek First studio because you kind of have the center
Ooh,
room
yes.
that it's kind
we'll
of
go
just like
to
a bunch
Galaxy's
of couches.
Edge and record in there, Falcon.
Yeah, and then you could have like the driver's seat, and then you could have just like all the separate little pockets where okay, this is where we do our uploads. This is where Taylor works on the thumbnails and
Yeah.
all this.
And I don't mean to trash it because I know what the name of your Wi-Fi network is, and I'm still definitely planning on going one day. But I've heard people are like a little disappointed with Galaxy's Edge.
I've heard that too.
Yeah,
I
which
think they need
sucks.
more rides and a little bit more
I've
going
heard
on.
that pretty much like there's the one ride, but everything else in Galaxy Edge, you get like the vibe, which is cool. But there's two things. One, you pretty much have to pay for everything
It's
in there.
all overpriced.
You got to pay for the lightsabers. You got to pay for droids. So you just got to get in there. And the second thing I've heard, which is really disappointing, that there's not much original trilogy content in there. It's all like the new stuff, which I'm a big defender of Force Awakens and even Last Jedi to a point. But I feel like you got to have a mix, or you do OG
Yeah.
content. So like I love Kylo Ren, but I can still admit that most people want to see Vader walking around. Like, so that's really disappointing that they didn't do that. I know they have that second ride opening. So and even the first ride, it is like a Millennium Falcon. But it's a multi-person ride, so you don't always fly it. Sometimes
Yeah.
you're the gunner, and people say like, if you get stuck on the gunner, it sucks because you're just like, all you can do is just shoot stuff that comes at you. So
Yeah.
that's I definitely still plan on going because I've been in Harry Potter World and they nailed the atmosphere of that. But that's what I'm less inclined to go now because if it's not the original trilogy, I want to go back to that. I like the new movies, but they have not eclipsed the original trilogies for me, really. You know, so.
The name of this score is Reminiscent Therapy. Or
Ooh, I
Reminiscent
like that.
Therapy, yeah. It is fantastic clash of the asteroid field and several tunes from Return of the Jedi. It is so
Is there not
Good.
any Empire Strikes Back in here?
No, Asteroid Field is from The Empire Strikes
Okay,
Back,
okay.
and that's right now.
Yeah.
That's this tune.
And I'd say this is probably the most used track in the old school Star Wars video games.
Oh yeah,
This was any action scene.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
and it's good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
What is that first-person Star Wars game where it was like PS1 era, and it was first-person? It kind of played like Doom. It was fucking great. We should play that one time.
Fuck,
Not
what is
like
that?
Dark Empire, Shadow.
Maybe.
I think it
'Cause that was an
is.
N64
Yeah.
game as well, like
It's
Shadow of the
great.
Empire.
It was
It
also on
tough,
PS1.
yeah.
Because
And
I think I had Shadow of the Empire, whatever it was called.
And I think it's something like it was built on Doom's engine, or it was maybe even supposed to kind of be a Doom's game. They scrapped that, and they're like, well, let's make it Star Wars.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a game where back in the day where there was like, you could fall off a lot of shit. Nowadays, which I like in my older years, they like, ghost rail it. You can't just walk off planks anymore, but
I'm a hater
Oh.
of invisible walls. So.
I know.
Love this part of the score.
Yeah, this
And
is the
it's
classic.
so good, in sync with the moment here, where he's flying the Millennium Falcon.
I will say I like some stuff, but I don't think they should have ever done the Kessel Run. The Kessel Run is talked about in every original movie. It's talked about in Force Awakens, how it's this great feat that Han Solo did. I think no matter what you're going to do, couldn't live up to it, and I think this does not live up
Yeah.
to the legend of the 14 parsec Kessel Run.
A friend of mine read the Solo trilogy
Solo.
like novels.
Yeah.
And he said they do the Kessel Run in it, and he doesn't even want to watch this movie because he knows it'll just degrade everything that he read.
Did you tell your friend those books aren't canon anymore?
Harsh
Yeah,
reality.
were you that guy?
No,
This part's really
I'm
funny.
not that guy.
That's a custom piece.
We've talked about this. I think I was listening to our a while back. I was listening to our 2018 superhero draft, and we're talking about how cloaks should come back as attire. I'm still on that bandwagon. Like Lando with those one arm, I would love that.
The one.
We actually talked about that on the review of this movie as
Did
well.
we?
We
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about shoulder capes.
We
We're like, man, shoulder. It's funny. We said I think Briggs was like, yeah, shoulder. I love that shoulder cape, and then you said, oh yeah, we talked about that a few casts ago. So maybe it was the.
Yeah.
It was probably the draft.
I just was, there's so much stuff that comes back. The problem is in our day and age, shoulder capes was never a thing. So I want it to make a thing. I think we should get a geek first one. When
No
we get
capes.
enough money, we should sell. We should sell that. People can wear it to our live events. Like when we. Well, there's two things. One, when we ever do our first live event, the first thing I'm going to wear is Eddie Murphy's suit from Raw, his leather purple suit. That's one.
I
I'm
thought
gonna
it was
do in
red.
green. That's delirious.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to do a green one, though. Second one, I'm going to do a shoulder cape. But maybe I'll still get a shoulder cape. Before this cast's over, I'm going to look and see if you can purchase a shoulder cape and see how much
You
it
probably
costs.
can. Check Etsy or something like that. I'm sure people
Oh, it's
custom
going to
make
be
them.
like
Check
$10,000.
Just want to shout out this TIE Fighter pilot that just got so close but then failed. It's kind of like, in Ultimate Alliance when you get Thane's health right down to the end and then he one-shots you and you have to restart.
Damn.
Shout
That's the
out to
TIE
Thane.
Fighter pilot.
Fuck, that's so specific.
Now, I can't remember what it is, but there is something in the original trilogy where they actually mention L3. There's a reference. Like, obviously, this is setting it
Well,
up for that reference
They
in the original
set up
trilogy.
to like the ships. They talk about the ship having a diagnostic and a mainframe in it, but then they retroactively made it like a robot lover.
Yeah.
I don't love that. I don't think I needed the Millennium Falcon to have like a previously like a personality in the ship.
Well, it's not that it has a personality. It's just got the navigational system because the personality died.
I've heard a mix of that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've heard there's like it's kind of her in there, but she's not talking to anybody in there. But like, look, she's a living being there. She's constructing stuff in there. So I don't know. Maybe I need to brush up on that. So I'm not going to die on that hill.
So do you think would Lando start having sex with the Falcon? Do you think if it came to that?
Yeah, with the fuel exhaust pipe.
Just come back
Just
from
put
a
his
ship
wiener
he
in
just
there.
found? Yeah, going to town. Why is your shoulder crepe all crusty, Lando? No reason. Give me that.
It's a custom piece.
Yeah.
I love these space monsters out here in Maz and stuff. They show it off in the Clone Wars and everything. There's so
They
many
showed
cool
off way
aliens.
too much in the Clone Wars.
Oh, it's so good.
Way too much.
What's
You
the
only
Maw?
you only ever think it is in the Maw, yeah.
What is the Maw?
The Maw is kind of like a black hole equivalent kind of thing where everything's getting sucked into this dark hole and there's no light in there.
When have they talked about the Maw?
What's that?
When have they talked about the Maw?
Oh, this whole time.
Oh, just in this movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, Kessel is kind of hidden away throughout this whole like solar storm mall kind of ordeal. So there's like a certain path that you have to hyperspace through, and then you eventually get to the planet.
There's
And
little
Han Solo
beacons.
did it the fastest.
Yeah, he went through the mall, which is dangerous because it's all this shit.
I guess in my mind, I kind of just pictured he did it on his own or something else. I don't like that there's this big monster there, all this whole mission, you know. That's what I mean. That's the problem when you have something set
It's
up
a lot of expectations that get kind of built up over the years.
40 years.
Yeah, even like just childhood creativity, kind of crafting
Yeah.
these storylines.
And that's why you can, if you're an old school fan, I'm a big prequel hater. I think there's Planet of the Apes, one of the Indiana Jones movies, and that's about it. Most prequels to me don't serve much of a purpose other than to make money. And sour some storyline stuff.
Most people think, in Star Wars, aliens and stuff just on planets and everything, but you don't really think about aliens in space. I think this is the first time. No, because we did get, it was on the asteroid, but this is like a
Yeah,
first
come
time it's like
on.
floating in space as its own.
Don't shit on the original trilogy.
I'm not
like
shitting
that.
on it, but I mean, that
One
was
out of
actually
10.
like living on an asteroid and a celestial object. This is the first time we're getting something live action that's actually a body in space on its own.
Nice. Good to know.
That
Fun
was
fact,
good enough.
Dylan. There you go.
Yeah, I would not have thought about that. That's awesome. We jumped to Lingswing.
What you laughing over there, Kirkland?
What am I laughing
Yeah,
for?
what you
Kirkland didn't laugh.
I did not laugh at
uh,
anything.
I laughed at Aldenreich's
Yeah.
cheesy little acting.
Yeah.
Is he about to shoot up some heroin? What's going on here?
Oh yeah.
Death sticks.
Death sticks.
Yeah, you want to buy
You guys
some
want to buy
death
some
sticks?
death sticks?
No, I'm gonna go home and rethink my life.
This is like that scene from Jurassic Park.
It is
That iconic scene that's just grilled into my mind for some reason.
What scene is that?
I don't know. Who was that character that goes in and he's like,
You remember
he's like getting some
Newman?
DNA or something?
Dennis Nedry?
He like
the
clicks.
fuck is
He
Dennis?
clicks this little like container, opens up, and then like all this mist like pops out.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That classic.
I like
scene.
how of all the scenes, that's the one that seared into your mind.
I love, dude. That first Jurassic Park, I watched that movie a ton when I was a kid.
Easily,
I just didn't stick with like all of them. It was just
Jurassic
really
Park
the
is
first one for me.
easily one that I would maybe say one of the 50 greatest movies made of all time. 50, not even 100. 50.
It's a damn good movie.
Yeah.
Shoutouts
Life,
to Jeff Goldblum.
Finds a way.
I want to see Jeff Goldblum in a Star Wars movie, just as the Grandmaster.
Yeah. It's my birthday.
I still say one day I think we will get some sort of animated movie crossover between Star Wars and Marvel. They can't do it live action because they fucking ruined that in Winter Soldier.
The theme.
What do you think Cap sees when he watches? Because in Winter Soldier, big thing, he has like this list of things he needs to do, and Star Wars is on his list. What do you think he thinks when he gets to the prequels and he sees Sam Jackson?
Yeah, it must be a pretty weird.
And that's why I
scenario.
wish they never made
The
Star Wars
prequels probably
canon.
don't exist in that universe. It's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
just the OG trilogy. No
Yeah.
sequel or
That's
prequel.
actually what happened in the multiverse in Endgame when Cap went to his world. When George was like, I think I'm making some new Star Wars movies. He just killed them.
Mm.
What are you doing here?
Just killed them.
What are you doing here, Steve Rogers? No, don't do that. I want to make these movies.
Who's this guy?
He is a give no fucks kind of guy, as you can
Nice.
tell by his attitude.
That guy.
Taylor's favorite kind of character.
He gives no fucks. Is he on your favorite top 10 characters?
Top 2, actually.
Top
Wow. Him and the Predator. And the
After
Tree.
Shmi, to be
two
honest.
after Shmi.
No, I meant of all time.
Shmi
not
might
of
be
all
my favorite
time.
Star Wars character.
Really?
Yeah,
So are you gonna like
she's
Ray?
got it going on, man.
Are you gonna like Ray even more if she is Shmi?
That would be sick. Just a reverse prequel.
Yeah.
Also
A
known as
requel?
sequel. Yeah, a requel.
And that
Cool.
means Kyle the whole time has wanted to fuck his great grandma. Really?
Who doesn't? Honestly, see those
Not
old.
me. Not me.
You see those old photos? You dust them off. And you're like, man, I want to dust that off.
Doesn't Fry do something similar?
They
He's
don't
like
make
he's
them
like his
they
own
used
uncle
to.
or something. His own. He's like he like
Well,
becomes
Farnsworth
himself.
is like his great nephew.
No, but Fry goes back in time and like
Mhm.
sleeps with like his great grandma or
Oof.
something like that. So then he's like his own great
Oh shit,
grandfather.
It's
that's
not
crazy.
what you want to do.
Yeah, shouts out
Well,
to Futurama.
That's some Terminator stuff right there.
Yeah. Like, I don't hate Alden, Aaron, whatever the fuck his name is, Reich, but I don't love him. I'll tell you that much.
Looks a little
Hate
too.
I don't ever want to say hate, but I think it's
You strongly dislike.
Discriminate.
100% miscast. That's what I'll say.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
You know what he kind of reminds me of, and I've been thinking about this all movie. Have you guys ever seen that movie Euro Trip?
Kind of.
Kind.
I don't
he's
think
kind of
I've
seen
seen the full thing.
Okay,
it.
well,
I thought about it once.
the main character, Scotty. Do you guys know the song? Scotty doesn't know, and it's like Matt
Scotty
Damon, I
doesn't
believe,
know. Yeah.
which is kind of hilarious.
Okay.
But it's like Scotty's buddy in the film. That's who that character reminds me of.
That's so specific, man. That's crazy.
It is.
Ugh,
That's-
and then this
it
speech
reminds
is
me.
coming
I
up where they
appreciate
talk
your
about him
honesty.
being a hero, and it just.
Are you a hero, Travis? Or are you the scoundrel?
I think in certain.
Let's just pick the soundboard, boy.
I think maybe that's why we're gonna get really deep here. I think Han Solo. That's why he is my favorite character, and I think Kylo as well, because Kylo to me is like that in my life, struggling with many things, and he's trying to be better, find a certain path. That's Kylo. I think Han Solo to me is that where it's like I'll very happily help old lady cross the street and stuff like that. But
We also push him into the street.
But there's other times where I'm just a flat out dick, and I know it. But that's just my nature, and that's why I think Han Solo speaks to me. You know, where it's just like. I see myself, and that's maybe why I see myself also in his son. You know, they're very similar characters, but yeah, I very much correlate with Han Solo.
Who are you? Who?
But yeah, this is the problem. They're like literally talking about what type of character he is, and it's just what's that? Ugh.
a nerf herder.
Ugh. Just shoot. I think.
That's a bad line. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to re-rank. I had Rogue One below this.
You had Rogue One below Solo?
Yeah, because I like Don Glover, and there's
Shit.
no one I really attached to in Rogue One because I think all those characters are kind of boring. But
Capital B on the board.
yeah, I think this one irks me so much, this fan film, that I'm definitely gonna have to reconsider that. So sorry for your cast. I outdated you already, but now you know that's why you follow our content because things can change.
Things change all the time.
Things change, as the Penguin says,
Mm-hmm.
and then Batman says it right back. It's one of my favorite
Batman.
gifts. And then
As-
Taylor always steals the things change gift from me all the time. That's my gift, and he takes it.
There's one problem with their whole thing though. Here, their whole
One problem.
plan of attack.
Doctor Strange.
So
One problem.
they were sent to go and steal from the Pikes because they weren't, a
Whoa,
part of
what'd you
Crimson
call
Dawn.
them?
The Pikes.
La
Watch your
Pike.
fucking mouth.
La
That's-
The Pikes.
La
Pikes.
Pike.
So they're gonna steal from the Pikes.
They were going to steal from the Pikes, yeah, but the only reason, Dryden didn't want them to is because they have a relationship, Crimson Dawn and the Pikes, so they don't want to be caught, stealing because it'll break their relationship. But when they're like, oh, we don't have a relationship with the Pikes, so we can go in and steal it. So obviously he's like, you're onto something, you can do that. But he sends Kira in with them. But Kira has a Crimson Dawn tattoo on her wrist, so if they die, they'll
Risky
see
move.
she's part of fucking Crimson Dawn. So the Crimson Dawn's doing their shit.
I really like your trivia. I just got to point out I've had a premonition that I'm really gonna like this part.
A promission?
A permission, yeah.
You're surrounded.
So you think Lando just didn't give a fuck about the
No,
money
and
anymore?
that's Lando right there, and that should be Han Solo right now. That is what that to me is like. Lando does the most Han Solo thing in this movie, and I mean Han Solo like New Hope when he is
Yeah.
a scumbag, not like he becomes a good guy, So
That's what I'm saying, man. It should just be Han Solo's brother.
what would you name him? Peeves Solo,
I mean, obviously.
or what? Well, no, with Steve I called him Steve Peeves, so he'd be Pan Solo. We can't do that. That's copyright.
I'll
What
do
if he's
Han.
like? What if he's like Hone?
Hone Solo.
Hone?
No.
Hone?
Hone? I'm Hone Solo.
Star-Lord.
Hone Solo. Hone?
There's so much emphasis on Enfys.
Horizon Dawn.
And
Horizon Zero
I've
Dawn?
looked into who she is and her character backstory. I can't find
I have
anything.
no idea.
We need more information on this character
I think
because
they
they
wanted
really
to give
built it up.
more, but you're not getting a Solo 2, despite you spending money on that fucking shirt.
This could breathe life into
No,
another project
it
like a
won't.
Lando TV series or some other continuation.
Okay, so Taylor, I'll ask you, where did you buy that shirt from?
T Public.
Yeah, so Disney and Lucasfilm's making money off that, that's really going to show them that we should make that because
Yeah,
we're
but it's
getting
not.
money.
It's not always about giving money directly to them, but
It
showing the
is.
support.
That's exactly what it is. This movie is the reason they're not making standalone movies because it flopped. That's all that matters in Hollywood.
But
that's
I like-
Why do you think they're closing down Fox right now? Because 3 of their movies bombed. Dark Phoenix lost more money than Fantastic Fan
And
Four
that's
Stick. And they're
okay.
like, you know what? I think we're just gonna shut down.
That's
Fox.
okay. But at the end of the day, I feel good wearing it because even if it doesn't happen, I can think I believe in it.
That's fine. You can feel good, but you saying, "Oh, when I buy this might give
I
them
wanna-
confidence to
I
make
wanna
a
step
solo
in.
too."
I need to interject.
No,
Interject.
Please
For
interject.
every T-shirt that Taylor bought that's solo, he bought an actual physical copy of the movie.
that's
So
a
he is
lie.
supporting.
That's a lie. Oh, I thought you meant for every dollar. Okay.
No, not
Like,
every.
he
What
did
is
not
that
say-
symbol?
That's Crimson Dawn symbol.
Let's go Crimson Dawn.
These shirts,
The
there
most
were
generic fucking
there were
name. I'm
hundreds of people that wore these shirts at Star Wars Con or Star Wars Celebration, and I wish I could have been there to
It
wear
really
these
works.
shirts.
Them and the Snyder Cut people should really get together and
Oh
have
yeah,
lunch.
Ron Howard loves seeing the support.
Of course he does, because it's his own fucking movie. So does Zack Snyder. He's always sharing these fucking images. Look at what I was gonna do.
I can't remember what race Greedo is, but I really like seeing another Rodian. I love seeing another Rodian there. Super cool.
Erroneous.
Shouts out to Rhodey.
Rhodey.
Yeah,
Shouts out to Wedding Crashers. Go watch that movie.
Cheese whiz.
My favorite comedy.
Back
of all
when we were
time.
talking about Ayla Secura, is that her name?
Ayla Secura.
Ayla Secura. So I remember having this conversation before where you guys called her a Twi'lek. And you guys said that's what she's actually called, but to me, I feel like it just makes a lot more sense to say Twi'lek. And I've actually heard that because I swear in Knights of the Old Republic they call her a Twi'lek.
Well, there's more than just you that can be wrong. So
More than
makes sense.
just me that could
Yeah,
be
yeah,
wrong.
it makes
So
sense.
you're saying
Other people
yourself
say
could
that.
be
Do you
wrong.
say Han or do you say Han?
I say Han.
Okay.
I talked to George Lucas. It's a Twilight. So
Twi'lek sounds like
that's what George said, though.
sounds so. I don't give a shit what George says.
Make you think of
Oh,
when I say
take that,
Twi'lek, does it make you
George.
think of vampires
Take
and
that, Jorge.
sparkle?
It makes me sound or think of like garbage sounds.
Garbage sounds.
Twi'lek sounds so much better.
Twi'lek?
It's
Yeah.
fine. It's not great though. Han Solo's making a plan. This movie. So here's a little insider note as well too. When we record, this was the same day after we did our Endgame commentary track. 3-hour movie just flew by for me. This movie. We are actually. I don't have. What are we at? We're at 1:40. We still got about 40 minutes to go. This is rough.
We have another hour to go.
40.
Okay.
I think
Jesus
probably less because
Christ.
credit
35.
stuff like that. Yeah, 35. Yeah.
I was gonna say my baby's not doing too well at home. I gotta go take care. of
Oh yeah, me too.
I gotta go pop out a baby right now.
Heyo.
Ribbon.
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 A ribbon now.
And this is the part that
Solo.
I will bring it up, but this sets up this like reveal that's happening later on. And
I honestly thought it was going to be Boba Fett
I
or someone
don't
coming through that
understand.
door.
When we get to the scene, I will point out why. I don't understand why Taylor thought that. It was 0 sense, but we'll wait.
This
to it.
whole
'Cause they
movie I was
set it
waiting for
up right
Boba.
here that he's going to come back. And then they do the shot later of like, who betrayed them? Boba wouldn't portray them. He's not even in this movie. He's the only character they set up to do that. See, I don't mind that. I like that. Nice little.
You're talking
shut-
about Jabba, right?
Yeah, exactly. I like that. It's like enough that you know, but not too in your face. He's not going.
Yeah, it's not like in The Hobbit when they're like, go find Strider.
Yeah, this man in the woods. You're
Yeah.
gonna love him. You're gonna be on a big journey with him.
It's a nice shot. I like that set piece.
Check out on Patreon. We did the Hobbit retro. We did that.
Oh yeah, that was just a joy and a half. That one.
Yeah, get those all in there. Video and audio feed.
Let's go audio feed. Star Wars and sand, one and the same.
Gets everywhere.
They could honestly call it Sand Wars.
It's coarse and rough.
Mm-hmm. Tote. This guy's name is Tote.
Is it Tote or Tot?
Tote, yeah. I'm thinking Star Fox from Melee. He goes for an up smash. Tote.
Are you fine?
So fine. Ding, ding. Look at her earrings. It's kind of fun. Hun.
What terrible game.
It's not a fun game.
We have 2 casters on their phones right now. I don't respect that decision.
What is going on?
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm fucking in it to win it.
In it to win it.
Yep.
Yep. But this isn't a game you need to win. It's about staying in the
You
game
just
as
gotta
long as
stay
you
in
can.
it. Yeah.
I was paying enough attention that I knew you guys just quote the movie, so I'll give you that. I'll give myself that.
Where's the crystal skull?
It's to the left.
Indiana
of
Jones
him.
stole it.
Sold
I
it.
thought
Yeah,
I think it's gone.
There it is.
Nah,
He's
fuck
got it.
off, skull.
Like, how I love him in this movie. Just nice and cheesy.
His
Alright.
face is kind of turning reddish too, like he's
Well,
lying.
he was just
obviously.
masturbating right before they walk in, so he was a little far.
Oh, is that Daft Punk?
Did you say he was masturbating before they walked in?
Yeah,
Nice.
that's why he's red. And then you hear the door. He's like, oh shit!
Oh, there's a crystal skull.
Sure
They,
is.
they just showed that a few seconds
Just
ago.
get
I
off
don't
your
care.
damn phone.
What are you gonna
Cats
do
are-
about
I
it?
put it down.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh,
We're gonna kill you on
I don't
this
care.
commentary track. We're gonna sell it as that. Pay $5 to watch the murder. of
How about we
Kirk
watch a
Batson.
better movie next time, and I won't have to be on my phone?
Oh.
Is
Do
that
you
a
think
good
this is
plan?
going to be a 5.7 again, or is it going up or down?
I think it's going down, honestly.
Oh, is it going to go at least 0.7 down more? Because that's a big change.
Big 5. That's a thick 50%.
how are they,
So
Travis?
that guy shit talk that bowl of chips.
Travis says that they're actually really good. He's really liking these chips right now.
They're so stale that he's going in for a second handful. So cute cat.
Yeah,
just
don't
walked in the
trust
room.
Kirkland when it comes
Peter.
to food reviews. Definitely stale. Admit it.
Travis scared the shit out of my
It's all
cat earlier.
subjective. Travis.
So is life.
That's true.
Love that holocron in the background. And those Sith sabers are so cool.
So cool. Oh, there's a gun in there.
Don't spoil the movie for me. I didn't know that.
My bad. So this is like that Jurassic Park scene.
Yeah.
Total ripoff.
Uh.
On repeat.
I do. Usually 3 times.
Yeah. Give it
Probably
to me
says that
twice.
line at the restaurant all the time. They're just like,
What's
fuck.
that?
He says that
Yeah.
line at the restaurant all the time. And he's like,
You,
fuck,
buddy.
Ryan, room, get in your water. I'm busy. You see me? It's Friday night. It's cocktail hour.
Waiter. I never asked for anything. twice.
Yeah. I'm going to drop that next time.
It's a risky play, but worth the risk.
Rebecca, I never
Rebecca.
asked for anything twice.
It's magnificent.
No, I mean, absolutely, exactly like the real thing. But, because it is the real thing. Yes, you know what I'm saying? I would believe you. It's that good. But my associate already told me about your plan to rob me of my money.
Ooh,
And you thought this was Boba Fett.
the big turn.
There's only one person
I
could
thought it
be.
was. I totally thought it was.
The guy who ran away 10 minutes
Yeah, and
ago.
that's what I hate later on. They do this door opening.
The guy
It's
who
supposed-
walked into like just an empty desert where there's clearly nowhere to
Yeah.
go.
And so I hate in a few seconds you're going to get this door open. It's like a big reveal, like who's walking through the door. It's like, oh,
What if it was
cool.
Jabba?
He just
slid-
slithers
oh,
in.
he couldn't fit through that
Slithers
door.
in.
No way. It's Woody
What?
Harrelson's character.
I thought
Oh my
he was
God.
This is a
gone.
fucking fan film.
I thought it was gonna be Darth Maul.
Just wait.
That would be fucking sick.
What if his name was Marth Dahl?
Marth Dahl.
That's his cousin.
Nice.
You ever seen Insidious?
Darth Maul's in there.
I
Darth
think
Maul isn't there.
He is,
Kirkland knows.
yeah, in like background is that?
Yeah,
like,
that-
he's like dancing around and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. He's like with the music. Yeah. Good
I
old
swear
Darth.
there's a shot of him too in A Haunting of Connecticut.
Really?
Have you seen that movie?
I haven't seen that movie.
I
Haunting
swear
of
he's in it for
Connecticut.
like a split second. There's like a mirror
Haunting of
scene and it just
Connecticut.
goes,
That sounds so
That's
bad.
him straight to the. I think it's a theater movie, but
or it's like the something in Connecticut.
you like exorcism movies, don't you? I can tell, like the
He sure
Exorcism
does.
of Emily Rose stuff.
He
like
loves
I've never
them.
seen Emily Rose. I've seen the original Exorcism.
The one of Emily
That's
Rose was
about it.
boring as fuck.
Wasn't there like 3 parts to it too?
There might be. I just watched the one with the
Just one.
sister from
Jennifer
Dexter.
Carpenter, yeah. Yeah, I think the same directors did that. That they did this.
I did this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a
Just
lot- that's
some
a lot.
fans.
I know. Yeah, exactly. The fans.
Oh, look at this creepy grab.
I think it's pretty good.
Tell me what to do.
Would you ever grab your significant other like that? When
I
when
get
you
them.
sit
I
to
do
down?
it every
I get
day.
them to grab me.
If
like
I had that face, I probably would.
I do that to myself.
Oh.
Your own neck or
Yeah,
your
my own neck. Both.
both. Yeah, yeah.
Grab both at the same time.
Just face fully red.
Yeah, and he just mouths to himself, "I never asked for anything twice."
His eyes are completely bloodshot. Just-
That's one thing, you know, Shmi, Peeve. I feel like don't ask for anything twice. We've at least got something from a
That's a
commentary
good
track.
line.
That's one thing. Every commentary track, we usually get some new in joke. So we got something. Oh man, I'll say one thing. Amelia Clark looks great in this movie.
She
Whole
is spicy.
time, just yeah.
Legendary.
I wasn't paying attention. You told Chewie people are predictable.
Ooh.
You're no exception.
Sound very much like a young Ray Liotta right there.
Ray Liotta?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
No, he was very big in the '90s. His biggest thing is he was in Goodfellas, and then kind of became a TV actor.
Hmm.
He got a cool like suit, neck cape going on, or shoulder cape. So, oh
Ooh, crusty grandma.
Crust.
shit!
That's actually her name.
Yo, is that
That's the
Gambit?
character's
Yeah.
name.
Who do you play in Solo? Ah, crusty grandma.
But you're in a Star Wars movie, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Daft Punk just got messed up
Daft Punk.
by Horizon Zero Dawn.
Her name's
Great
Aloy.
game.
Never actually
Aloy.
played it, so.
Colleen.
I'm ready for that sequel. You know what I'm saying?
It's coming.
You know what I'm saying?
They teased it.
Yeah,
Probably
we're
PS5 launch title, maybe.
Yeah, we're just gonna spend $600 to get it. Yeah.
Ooh.
That other guard's reaction time was fucking
Oh, yeah.
horrible.
Be the only one holding a blaster while I'm doing it. Han, grab that coaxium, put it in the case. Big stuff, you come with me.
So you know, another turn.
I think the fact that he called him big stuff means that maybe he has affectionate feelings for him. possibly?
Big,
Oh,
big
okay.
stuff.
Yeah, big stuff.
big stuff. Yeah.
Big
Stuff from Big Foot.
He just put his whole hand around it.
You could. One on each foot.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I'm not an actor. Many actors have done this in
Ooh, there
Hollywood.
goes
It's
Crystal
nothing.
That skull got fucked.
It's nothing new, but I imagine what it must be like for actors to like they would have shot lots of these scenes and then you go back and just reshoot these scenes again. You know, like because they brought like a new Dryden Voss, so you
Yeah.
have to reshoot all of them. And it's like, one of us must feel as actor. You think you're done or getting near the end? It's like, yeah, we got to do like all that over again. And it's like,
More
oh,
money.
Did you lose the footage? No, we're just like, we got to just do it over again. We had to recast. Like, really? Like, you fucking kidding me? Like.
I would love it if Han just grabbed one of the lightsabers off that like little stand and just tried swinging it
He
around.
does like a triple front flip like Obi-Wan in the prequels.
That'd be
and just
so
like
sick.
slices his head off.
And I thought they smelled.
The fact that he doesn't hit him here
On
is
the
bullshit.
outside.
Total bullshit.
It's choreography, actually.
Han's great.
No, he like moves so slowly with his hands. Like that thing's not that heavy, man.
He's aiming for the head.
Dryden Voss has arthritis. Look at his face. That's in his hands.
He's got
too.
some, but I don't think it's arthritis.
It's
See the way he
definitely an
put his hand around
STD.
it?
It's definitely
Amelia
an
Clark?
STD, let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they do this like
Ooh.
this fake out.
Let's go, Kira. Han.
Oh man, he never asked for anything twice. Yeah.
And you don't think that they've slept together?
What them I do? You asked,
Oh,
no, you asked me
Lando.
Lando. Yeah.
Oh. But maybe he's referring to her and Lando.
Oh god, and L3.
Whenever she's with Han, she's thinking about Lando.
Yeah. The bigger stuff.
Yeah.
What a stance.
So dumb. Like, why'd she do the speech? She just could have done kill. Just took his like forearm. Ooh. Like, this is some top secret stuff going on right now. Shouts to
It's
my
a cool weapon.
very
Brass
cool.
knuckles mixed with like some enchanted blade.
Shouts to my second dad, Val Kilmer. Hashtag save Hannibal as well.
And he's dead.
Kira Pantene.
Just like that.
Let's go.
I had to.
Oh, I love those lightsabers. Cool helmet there, connected with the lightsabers. Wonder if there's some kind of connection.
I feel like Han should take one too, just to even sell them. You know?
Yeah. Well, they're not making them anymore. I mean, that's for sure.
Exactly.
They'd be worth
Get
a
some money.
lightsabers are worth a lot of money, actually.
Yeah, get some money.
A lot
I
of
know
money.
they're
at
a
least
bitch.
$200 at Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, yeah.
You can get one on Walmart for $5 though. And they're just as good.
Just as good.
It's not about the quality of lightsaber. It's about
How you
the
use
skill
it.
of the user. Yeah.
It is.
How you hold
Have you
it.
guys seen that Arrested Development scene with George Michael swinging on?
Not there yet.
No.
You haven't seen that?
No.
Oh.
What season?
It's a classic recurring joke, so you'll see it multiple
okay.
times. Yeah.
That's the word. Whenever I imagine myself.
I'm not too
What is
far
the
in
word?
that
I missed
show,
it.
but it's great.
Smile. Whenever she
Smile.
imagines herself off with them,
When,
just
with,
smiling.
when she imagines herself with Londo, you know what I mean?
Oh, she's definitely not just smiling then.
Yeah. Oh. What does
She
that mean?
can't. Her mouth's.
Oh, he went there.
Yeah.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Yeah, I had to.
How far are you in Arrested Development, Kirk?
I was gonna say I'm early. I'm still in season 1, but I'm
Early.
loving it.
Cool.
It's just
He'll never finish
just
it.
great.
He still has
I
not
probably
even finished
won't.
Hannibal.
I definitely won't finish it because you told me that the newer seasons.
Don't
are
yeah.
just
Don't finish.
avoidable.
You don't
Yeah.
want to finish this show.
Okay, he won't finish the old seasons. I'll predict that.
It's only 3 seasons.
So is Hannibal.
Yeah, but Hannibal's got like hour-long episodes.
So
Arrested Development.
how many episodes are in Arrested Development? 24.
It's inconsistent, I think.
Well, if it's 24, roughly that's the same length, if not longer than Hannibal.
Yeah, but
Oh,
the
that's too
pacing's
long.
much
Hannibal
better.
is the greatest season finale ever, Kirkland. You need to get
Okay.
on it.
I don't watch finales. They're
Come
too
on.
mainstream.
You watch everything except the final.
It's so good.
There's honestly so many shows I haven't finished.
Oh, everyone
So are you not gonna watch Star Wars 9 because it's the finale?
It's not the actual finale.
That's true. They'll make it. 10.
So here's
Oh,
a big
comes
moment.
Tim's big oh my
Taylor! You jump scared me.
If you're watching those subtitles for the first time, it totally spoils that that's Darth Maul.
Did it say Darth Maul?
It said Maul.
Wow, imagine that. What the fuck? Any true fan did know it was Darth Maul though, as you saw his foot and it was robotic foot, so we knew what was up.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It probably took me a second.
I wonder what so many people
God.
thought in this scene.
Oh, I love that.
I was still confused on who it was at this point.
Oh yeah, I
I
remember my
needed to-
sister
I
saw it.
feel-
She was just like, "Didn't he die
I
like a
feel-
long?" Text me right after the movie. Didn't he die like a long time ago?
I feel for all, like the people that don't know that he was alive and all that stuff. Like 'cause most people they don't watch the Clone Wars unless you're an avid
and this
Star Wars
is
fan.
so needless what he does here.
No, this is how I knew it was Darth Maul.
Yeah, I know, but he has no reason to light up this light.
Well, no, this
Oh,
is
I
fucking
think so.
fan service up the yin.
That-
Oh,
yeah, and
yeah.
do it. Just fucking
This
do
is
it.
why it was a top 5 for Taylor.
This is
It
when
hurts me.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
I'll
the
scare you
personification
through the
of Taylor
hologram.
just splooging as he hits the button.
He looks a little crusty.
Big.
he's
shout-
gone through a lot of shit, like
Yeah,
brutal
yeah.
shit.
Shout out to Sam Witwer though, that finally got to be in a Star Wars movie. He voices him in the Clone Wars, so. And Ray Park plays him.
Plays them, yes. So it's a cool combination of the two.
Yeah. Ray Park played him in Phantom Menace. Same thing in Phantom Menace. Did not voice the character, so they do not like Ray Park's voice. He also, the guy who played Darth Maul, played Toad in X-Men.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
For aerobatics and everything
Yeah.
like that, you know.
Acrobatics.
Go Toad.
Good tongue work.
I do think that Darth Maul scene probably should have been an end credit scene. They may didn't want to take away from Marvel, and that's maybe too new for Star Wars. But I think in the middle of the movie, I think it takes a lot of people out right away because they
Oh,
don't
it
think about the
does.
plot. They don't think about.
It should have
Dawn.
been after this, not end credits, but like the last scene of the movie altogether for sure.
I don't know. You don't do that if it's a movie about Han
Because
Solo.
that
That
just
should not be
feels
the last
like a
scene.
rip off of Rogue One.
Yeah, and you don't want the last scene about like Han Solo should not be about Darth Maul. You know,
Mm,
it just should not be in the movie. To be honest.
I would agree
want
with
it to
that.
be,
Yeah.
100%. Made the movie.
See, and then I knew that.
Don't look at us, Taylor.
Getting
It's
all
weird.
close and cozy there.
Hell yeah.
Big shout out to Han shot first. There you go.
He always does.
But the moment is not very warranted, in my opinion.
He's a bad guy.
Well, you weren't totally attached to
Isn't that
Woody
what this
Harrelson's
movie is
character?
leading you on to
Yeah.
think, right?
The
Han's a
character
bad guy?
that his wife dies in this movie. Do you guys remember that? And he didn't give a fucking shit about it.
One scene, he moved on pretty quick. Yeah.
You set up a grave, you know. In this line of work, you know, you expect the people close to you are going to die at some point.
Yeah, so you just don't have any feelings for them because it's
No,
like,
your
they'll
feelings
die.
go numb.
Yeah,
Mm.
He cares about the valid cord more than his wife.
whatever that is.
It's like a guitar.
What
And
about the holophone?
And I think
Cool.
I mentioned this.
Telephone.
I didn't even listen to the review, but I
Shouts
think I
out to
probably
Futurama.
mentioned this in the review because I remember feeling this strongly. This moment to me is not warranted. This whole like kind of father figure like meaningful character. I don't think the connection was that deep between those two. You know, so I think that scene really just lays on thick of Woody Harrelson's character is very flat, and that relationship is not very well done and not deep the way they wanted to be. I'm fine if they didn't want to make it deep, but that last death scene, they really try to make it seem like you're really losing something here. Han's really losing something. He's not. He does not mean shit to him. Kira's off to go to Solo 2. That's never gonna happen.
Make Solo 2 happen.
Which
But
I'm happy it's not.
This is, you know, this is obviously a good send off because I don't need to see Han in like a Solo 2. I'd take like another like spin-off anthology series of, you know, featuring, you know, more of like Maul and the cartel, because I love Maul doing all that underworld black market crime stuff. It's one of my favorite
that'd be a
things.
really
I want to
fun
see
like
more
Disney
of
Plus series.
Lando and Kira. I don't need to see this.
And
Han,
Chewie,
though.
of course, right? Chewie,
Nope.
you know, you got to get him in
Nope.
there. He's gonna
Nope. Nope.
defeat Darth Maul in a
Nope.
lightsaber duel.
He has
Jeez.
spoken.
And then here comes another good guy act. Han Solo does helping.
He's a
interact
really
with-
good guy.
Would
Remember
you,
that, remember
would
that
you,
line?
helping the
would you
rebellion.
not
You're a
give it
good
to them? Would
guy,
you keep it, or would
Han.
you give them the coaxium?
Are you asking me writing Han Solo, or what would I do?
Right now, you are in this right here walking with Chewbacca to these people, and you've gone through this whole journey.
I'd
Yeah.
shoot myself because I'm Han Solo and I suck.
You're not. You're not.
No,
Let's say you're not on Solo, but you're a character.
movie's
that
called
I
plays-
think
Snell.
I would, but I don't have a movie coming up where it says I'm like a dirtbag character. So I'd keep some for myself, of course, to like make some money. But and like this is him indirectly helping the rebellion, which is just fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
It's
definitely big bullshit.
Well, this isn't technically the rebellion.
but you know they go and work with the rebellion. Indirectly, they affect the rebellion. You're right there.
A rebellion.
Taylor, this isn't the
A
rebellion.
rebellion
This
is not the
rebellion.
The
rebellion.
age of
Fake
rebellion.
news.
Right
Fake
there, a
news.
rebellion.
I am a Taylor, but I may not be the Taylor.
Yeah,
You're the
alright.
Taylor to me.
Thank you,
You're
Kirkland.
Taylor enough.
Thank you.
Like
I never asked twice.
her like saying like yeah,
Oh, Taylor, risky placement of that
Was
sex
the
joke.
risky?
like again 0 cents. Her being like, oh, you could be a good guy, and he's like, don't hold your breath. You're doing a good guy act. The things you went to come steal, you're giving them back. It makes no sense. Like they're literally contradicting
Yeah.
themselves in the same scene. It's
yeah.
frustrating.
Taylor, you really need to watch more special features than just Star Wars.
What did she just give him there? Is that just
Coaxium.
coaxium?
Yeah, some for the road.
It's like a hair gel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when he goes to the border, he has to hide up his butt, so it sucks. That was the plot of Solo 2. I love this little like scene.
Yeah, this is great. Look at that shirt
When I
he's
saw the
wearing.
photos of it in the fan thing.
What a
You can
great
buy
shirt.
the Sabat game at EB Games
Oh, really?
for $30.
$30.
Classic
That's not
EB
bad.
Games
Yeah.
pricing.
Oh, this is my favorite Lando outfit right here. That is fantastic.
I said that
You can wear it in
45
Star Wars
seconds ago, but
Battlefront
that's
2
okay.
as well, which
Really?
is pretty hype.
We can
That's
both have
sick.
it.
That is a sick costume.
Do you have this costume in Battlefront too?
No, I don't play it enough.
Oh.
When the movies come out, I'll definitely play it.
This whole
scene's
scene I like
so good.
actually.
Yeah, I think this is the closest he kind of gets to Han Solo.
I
I don't
w-
think
I
he's
was-
there, but
yeah,
he,
I was gonna say just like his mannerisms, the way he was like going back and forth with Chewie.
Yeah, this feels like this should have been his audition, and then the movie he's better, but it's just like the audition. But he's still it's better. But
There's a Twi'lek on.
oh
Lando's
yeah,
right.
there. Oh,
I
saw.
believe they're called Twi'leks.
Yeah.
I saw.
Let's go Twi'lek.
My
I stand
pants
by
got a
mine.
little- my
I stand
pants got
by.
a little tighter.
I'm on Team Twi'lek with Kirkland-Patzer.
Let's go,
Are you
Dylan.
Twi'lek, Travis? Or you Twi'lek?
Oh, that? Yeah, I'm Twilight.
Twi'lek,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. I'm with
Welcome
Twilight.
to the
We need to
Twilight
get Jessica
Zone.
back here and ask her.
Called her to
I
come
asked
back.
her. She said Twilight.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she did. She texted me right now.
Do you know that the way that they have their little, whatever the fuck you want to call them, their, what did you call them earlier? Their hair folds.
Their
what did
hair
he even
loads?
say? Hair
Load
loads.
of
Load
hair.
him. He wants to put his hands through
He
a load
likes
of
a load
hair.
of hair. That's why he doesn't like them. He doesn't find them sexually
Oh,
attractive.
okay.
He likes
Yeah.
to put his load in.
The way that their little things, their hair are like,
The
I don't know what
tentacles?
yeah,
antennas.
they like they
And
can like
tentacles.
speak with them.
They speak with them?
So if they're like intermingled, it means that they love you.
Oh.
I'm not being like racist to Twi'leks. I still like this one, but I prefer the very brightly colored one, like those
The blue
those
ones?
blues, those
Yeah.
reds, the greens.
You like a little bit of color.
Yeah,
Master
yeah.
race.
I like them color. Lando just mad. As we didn't talk about when they hugged, he took like the wrist thing off him, took his cards. So
Yeah.
So did he use it against him?
yeah, I think
Okay.
so. Yeah, right. Only fair.
Only
He got it
fair.
used against him. So.
No, he didn't, because he placed down the actual hen. He's like, if only you
Oh,
had
right.
this or green sabak or whatever.
And he
put it
kept like
down.
hidden the thing, and then he checked his cards.
All's fair in love and sabak.
Ooh, this is mercifully over, right? This is why you don't make fan films.
There's another half
Folks.
an hour.
Yeah.
They go to Tatooine.
They go to Tatooine.
Oh, the dice, the dice.
Directed by Ron Howard.
Ron Howard. yeah.
Ronald Howard.
Written
Roneth.
by the Kazdans.
Yeah, who wrote Empire Strikes Back?
The narrator in Arrested Development.
Oh,
Kathleen
really?
Kennedy.
Oh,
Lawrence
Ron Howard.
Kasdan.
That's right. Forgot about that.
Catherine Kennedy.
Oh, so
Great
how do you guys
credits.
feel
Still
about
Lord.
this movie?
I'm gonna give it a solid. I think I'm gonna fail it actually.
Yeah.
4.8.
4.8. It's
Yeah.
gone down by 0.9.
5.9. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
want to go full
Travis.
1 point down.
For first watch, no,
Jokes aside, how many times have you seen this movie?
To break kayfabe, this is the third time now.
Okay.
I watched it in theaters, then I watched it once on came Netflix. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough because like I always say, I hate failing movies that are made well from like a technical standpoint because I feel like there's so many people talk about movies that are bad, but it's just stuff they didn't like in it. I'd say from a technical standpoint, I still pass to give like a 6, but from like a story, kind of acting, stuff like that, it's kind of like in that 4 range. The problem is just kind of boring and dull. It's like Rogue
Yeah.
One in that sense where I have problems, like something I don't like in Last Jedi, but Last Jedi was like, if you compare to this and Rogue One, it's a far superior movie. It's just like you got so much interesting stuff going on. These standalone movies just have nothing going on, and it sucks for me because Soul's my favorite character. I still didn't want this movie, but I don't think I'll see this movie again. I always preference I have Gwen now and like for future children, so it's like I'm sure I'll sit down and watch with them and stuff like that. But it's not what I'm going to revisit. Where at least with the prequels, I thought that at one point in my life. I said that on commentary tracks, but then when I said I'm like, I still have Obi-Wan. I still got Qui-Gon, Liam Neeson, Obi-Wan. I'm doing the Taylor like Ewan McGregor. I have reasons, whether it's memes or great performances, to come back to it. I don't really have anything to come back to this, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. I remember after we watched this the first time, I think I made the bold claim of never watching it again.
Bold claim.
Yeah.
But
I
here
don't
we are.
think it counts if it was for the cast, though. I
Okay.
think on your own you have
Alright.
to, right? You know.
So then I can say I've never seen it, right? Because both times I watched it was for the cast.
Boom, there you go.
Got him.
You're in Travis's boat.
Yeah, we're just gonna do that now.
Yeah, I feel like I feel pretty similarly to when I came out of it the first time. Just kind of unexceptional, a little boring. Too much action for my liking. Not really any characters to latch on to.
Yeah,
I kind of like Kira and Londo. Fuck off.
we're going all over the map now.
But they don't like Londo. Just doesn't really get enough screen time. I think like I would just love more. Honestly,
More
'Cause
than
he's
the
good in every
original
scene.
movies, though, at least.
Yeah, well, by a significant margin. And then Kira just too much / not enough. I don't know that. I was gonna say
That's a
mystery, but she is a mysterious character. But knowing that like none of that stuff's gonna get answered, it's kind of just like okay, well, feels like a little bit of a waste.
Oh yeah, I guess in a movie. Well, I think it will maybe one day be. I think it will be answered in a TV show. I think they want to.
But I want to see him.
Yeah,
I want to see Emilia Clarke, doing the role. I don't want to see some random animated show answer those questions.
No,
you know?
I meant like the live action TV shows. I think there's a
Okay.
good chance she comes back, and I think Maul
That'd be
comes
cool.
back. I think they will because I think a live action Lando show is. I think it's possible. I think it really is. Taylor, what do you feel about this movie?
This movie, I can't remember what I gave it. Do you remember what I gave it in our
I
review?
didn't actually finish the review. I got to the point where Kirkland gave it a 5.7, and then I arrived at your house, so I didn't actually hear the rest of our
Okay.
rankings.
Whatever. I'm assuming it was a good ranking, and I
You
justified
had it in your top 5 at the time.
Yeah.
But also you were kind of on that Darth Maul high, I think.
Yeah.
100%.
Whatever ranking I gave it, I would stand by it. I've as you said, like when we
Ooh, I
popped
just
in
looked, you gave it a 3. Ooh.
when we put in the Blu-ray, it was like, oh, you want to continue from where you left off. So you guys know I watched this a lot, and this is one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
I think you just
I'd say so.
He said
You said
A
it.
dozen at
Yeah.
least.
A
It's multiple
dozen.
times.
That's
There's
a
so
lot.
many more.
I'm actually like, if we weren't doing this commentary track, I wouldn't have watched any of these
Oh, boy.
because I am waiting. Because we're only literally like 4 months away from Rise of Skywalker, so
Yeah,
I'm
to break
waiting
the
to
fourth
do.
wall, we
when
were-
this
I'm gonna do my
releases-
marathon.
When this releases, we're only 1 month away
1 month.
for the public.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna wait on this because I am gonna do my Star Wars marathon probably in the next like 2 months or so.
I think I'm definitely going to watch, Last Jedi. I guess we're doing a commentary track for that soon. I'm excited
Hell
for
yeah.
that. I'll try and watch Force Awakens before that.
Kylo
Maybe I'll watch
fucking
the original
Ren.
trilogy. I haven't done that in a while.
Kylo fucking Ren.
Maybe I'll watch the meme trilogy.
You know, I think the prequel trilogy is definitely aging quite well.
Dude, I
no,
love the prequels.
that
It
can't
is.
no, no.
It is.
I'm sick of this revisionist history that somebody be like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Those are still awfully made.
All the political
movies.
stuff, those movies have awful pacing.
If you
Awful
if you
pacing,
take
but they're
out-
so meme-worthy that
They're
it makes
so
them-
meme-worthy.
That's the reason why these movies looked upon better because the thing is there wasn't an internet for all these years. So if you take all those memes, it's still just like oh, these fucking movies just drag on are so bad.
Yeah, but that's not the world we live in. We
Exactly.
live
No, I
in
know,
the
but
world
I'm
with the
saying
memes.
that's why revisionist history. People say those good movies out. No, those
Every
are
movie
all
is bogged down by perspective.
Those are all
Travis.
shit movies. Still, they're all not well-made, good movies. They hurt Star Wars. Midichlorians.
I don't
Jar
think they
Jar.
hurt Star Wars.
I
They
don't think
100% hurt
hurt-
Darth
I don't
I
think
Vader.
they
first of all,
hurt
I
Star
love
Wars.
Jar Jar.
Anakin
So-
Skywalker really damages the character of Darth Vader. When
Oh,
you
yeah.
look at that journey, that
Yeah.
hurts Star Wars, right?
How does
there.
that hurt Star Wars though?
Because that made George Lucas have to sell his own property to get it. It hurt it because I think it took some love away from it. It hurts the mystique of it. It hurts, and I still love those films, but I look upon a character like Darth Vader now not as fondly as I once did.
But here's the thing: you look at the prequel trilogy; it successfully engaged and connected with kids of that generation. The sequel trilogy, it's struggling a little bit with kids of this generation.
Those
yeah,
graphics.
I can
Those
agree. With that. I
janky-ass
think that's also
graphics.
because they don't make these movies for kids anymore. They say they might, but prequels are very kiddie. These movies are definitely made for the kids that
Oh,
grew
yeah.
up, I think, which could be a mistake. But
Well, there's tons of fan service in these movies.
yeah.
I was gonna say I remember being a young tyke, and when those
Young
when
tyke.
that pod racing movie came out, the first Phantom Menace. Holy, I was so engaged.
Dude, General
Oh, yeah.
Grievous. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I nut every time.
Every time. 4 handful.
Got that heart? He's fucking sick. He's so cool.
A
I had a
ro-
Lego
a
of that guy.
robot who
Coolest
comes.
thing ever.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Awful.
Oh,
I never asked for
okay.
anything twice.
No.
No.
You know what I'm not
Is
gonna
there a
ask
post
for?
credit in this movie?
No.
Okay.
You know what I'm gonna not ask for twice is to see this movie again. I looked at capes. Very hard to come up unless you put in Lando capes. Those are all in the hundreds. So I'll have to do some more digging into the shoulder capes. But
I
one
think
day,
you can make your own.
one
Well,
day I'll have
luckily,
one.
we're recording this right now in August. Halloween is coming around. Go to some costume shops.
True.
Pick up
True.
some capes.
Yeah, maybe.
No, you know what? I'll say I'm pretty excited for the new Star Wars movie. It's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be a good
Are you
time.
guys excited?
Papa Palpatine coming back in.
I'm not excited about that.
You're not excited about Palpatine?
I don't like Palpatine. Palpatine sucks.
Oh my
Yeah, he's pretty wrong.
God.
On that. That's like the only good thing
Sheev?
about the prequel.
Sheev? What's wrong with Sheev?
Sheev is a great
Is that
man.
his name?
Sheev
It's his
Palpatine.
first name.
Peeve's cousin.
Palpatine, yeah.
Peeve and Sheev.
Peeve and Sheev, yeah.
Sheev and Sheev.
I'm-
Jesus Bolanos.
I'm excited, but I'm also very nervous about it just because I have a lot of stake in it as far as Kylo Ren. I really want them stick the landing with that character, and I have every fear in the world they're not gonna.
But it's the return of JJ.
I
Yahya
know,
Abrams.
but I just also worry that I don't want Vader 2.0. I don't want him to redeem himself and die. Kylo is the thing I care most about. I like Rey a lot, but she's doesn't have too much development in my opinion. Finn and Poe, I really loved, and then they dropped off. So it's all about Kylo for me. I shouldn't say I do really really like Rey. I'm interested in her story, but I don't know. I don't know.
You mentioned Finn and Poe, but you left out Rose for some reason.
I hope she does first 5 minutes, but she won't.
I don't.
She's a terrible
She'll be
character.
in the
She
movie,
died
but
already.
What if Sheev just
She already
totally
died.
forced lightning?
no, she's
her?
alive.
No,
I thought she died.
No,
she's
she's
so
still
un-
she
she's so
survived.
alive.
I thought she died in like a plane crash, and then she was
No,
with
man.
Finn, and she was like, "I love you," and then she just passes
No,
away.
Yeah.
No, just went
Yeah, I guess I
unconscious.
shouldn't say that with Ray. With Ray, it's just that I feel
Damn,
it's
I thought she was
gonna
dead.
kind
I'm
of
less excited now.
a predictable story where we kind of start. But that's a good thing with JJ coming back. I do have faith in JJ. I think I will like it more than Last Jedi, but it's been the messy trilogy, so.
And Lucasfilm Ltd's there.
And I don't know. I really don't know. That's why I'm really hoping Mandalorian's good because I don't have much faith in those new Star Wars films with the Game of Thrones creators. That last season really hurt my excitement for that. I would much rather have the Rian Johnson trilogy than that trilogy because they really butchered the landing in Game of Thrones. So that doesn't excite me at all. Really.
I just want a little bit of some older public stuff. Just dabble in there.
I do,
Disney.
but not from them.
No, just I don't know.
You liked Game of Thrones. Don't
I
crumble.
know,
Don't crumble.
I do, and I will stand by it. If they were commissioned to do older public stuff, I would very much like it. But in the off chance, if they did a very, questionable ending, it would be unfortunate because the older public has so much potential that you can capitalize on.
Just get Feige in there. Get Feige in there. Get Ryan Coogler, who directed Black Panther, direct a movie, and we're good to fucking go.
No Taika? Little Taika in there?
No. I want to see his Mandalorian episode, but I don't want him to do his comedy with... I don't want any fucking shake weight in Star Wars,
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You got a
Yeah.
mini newscast episode there. There you go.
Right at the end.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Taylor, where can they find us? We're going to be doing Last Jedi. maybe there's a chance we release some of those Star Wars commentary tracks because you can't find those on any feeds. We did that the first 6 months, so those are buried deep.
Put them on
below, so-
Patreon. Take
Yeah.
that.
All right, what are you doing?
Round 2, baby.
Let's do it. I'm down.
Travis is already back into it. He's not saying anything.
I was just scared for my life. Where can they find us?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you can find us with your internet connection in the search bar on Facebook, social media, Geek vs. Space Podcast, space bar, not space word, for awesome, great content.
In the description down below. Find everything that we're going to be doing. Like I said, Last Jedi, maybe some other Star Wars commentary tracks from the past, Rise of Skywalker. Me and Taylor for sure going to be reviewing the game when it comes out, Jedi Fallen Order. And then at the time this is dropping, Mandalorian. At least the first episode will be a week away, so we'll be definitely doing a review of that. So we're going to be Star Wars out the yin-yang. I'm sure me and Taylor, we're dropping Clone Wars retrospective as well, and Cantina Conversations is probably back. So until next time, may the Force be with you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Peace.
I'd love to watch like one movie like once and then watch it again and a third time with you guys just to see just as an
third time?
experiment.
We'd have to pick
sounds
the
like-
right movie, though.
The
If it was
right
in a
movie,
lighthouse, maybe.
In a lighthouse?
If it was in a lighthouse, maybe.
Yeah. It would have to be the
I
right
vote
movie
not
though.
solo. Like, I don't want to do that right now.
I vote
No,
like
no.
Toby, Spider-Man. You know, that's
Toby,
a prime.
I could
Spider-Man.
see Toby being the
You
one.
could watch it 3 times back to back.
Oh, yeah. Back to formula.
Back to formula.
I haven't killed this cast yet.
Kill it.